Hi! We're live, and I've made sure the audio is on. You should be able to hear all of us. Hello.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear? Papa, can you hear me? Hello, and welcome to Charmed Persons. We've missed you, and I've missed all of my wonderful players. Speaking of missing, look who's back, everybody. It's Evan! Unfortunately, Morton's dead, and we're going to have to reveal that to him at some point throughout the session, but... no, we're so glad to have Evan back, and Morton will be joining us later in the session. Spoiler alert. He's not just gonna sit there. Yeah, honestly, we're so glad to be back. A special shout out to Matt Schwartzwalder for the podcast. He's been doing our podcast. Please check that out on Spotify if you haven't. Also, a little behind the scenes shout out. The only reason episode 2 is even available on Twitch on demand right now is because of Matt as well for saving the day and downloading that episode before it disappeared. So thank you, Matt, for doing that. If you have not watched the other episodes, go ahead and watch those, and then you can watch this one, or watch this one, and then you can watch those, and then it's like you're watching Memento. I think that's all.
I don't think we want that.
Yeah, it's Charmed Persons directed by Christopher Nolan. Yeah. No Tarantino because no feet. Okay, anyway, I'm off the rails. I need to bring it in. I'm the game master. Hi. We're going to join with the rest of our party now as we jump back in to the world of Tayaroth. But first, let's go ahead and get a little recap of what happened last time. Last we left off, our party found themselves at the mercy of the hanged men at the tavern Flowing Flagon, where the hanged men and the free miners met on neutral ground. The hanged men and the free miners being the two underground crime gangs that kind of ran the southeast district of the city of Barrington. After several failed attempts to seem like they belonged, both Chad and Flint were taken underneath the tavern by a high-ranking member of the Hanged Men, a half-orc by the name of Victor. Before they were taken down, Cuinn disguised himself as a random Hanged Man and was able to, through very lucky rolls, convince Victor of his existence. While the rest of the party waited anxiously outside, Victor proceeded to interrogate both Chad and Flint. Chad was able to present Victor with enough solid information as to not be killed right on the spot, so Victor let Chad go, but had other plans for Flint. Flint was not as convincing as his other party member, but still impressed Victor with his unfaltering snitches get stitches attitude. Before Flint could be killed, however, Cuinn used his silver tongue yet again to convince Victor to spare him. Flint was then kicked out of the tavern, but before Chad was let go, Victor had set him out on a task. Kill the leader of the free miners, named Forville, and he made sure to get some collateral from Chad before letting him go. Reuniting at the Pentwee home, the party discussed their various options. They were stuck between a rock and a hard place. None of their options looked good. However, with the new information from Gilmarie Pentwee about how she had a connection to the free miners because of Sylvia's dealings with them, the party decided to use that connection to get the leader alone. There, Chad would challenge him to a fight to the death. The party was hesitant, but it seemed like the right choice for the greater good. While they debated, Maewyn found a new furry friend digging around in Brewster's garden out back, and Flint had yet another vision of the ancient tome sitting on top of a pile of glowing sand. Later that night, the party, along with Gilmarie, made their way to the manor where the free miners called home. Across the street, Gilmarie let the party into an abandoned building where the secret meeting between the leader of the free miners, Forville, and Sylvia would take place. The party set up in one room, and in the other, Chad, accompanied by Cuinn disguised as a random tough guard, and Maewyn, hidden under the bed, waited for Forville. Eventually he appeared, and although at first he seemed unenthused and uninterested in Chad's challenge, Chad's persistent insults finally landed and a battle commenced. Forval was no match for Chad's strength and speed. During the fight, Chad had something awaken deep within him, an ability he didn't even know he had, something ancient, something that allowed him to reverse time itself, it seemed, if only for a brief moment. Seeing himself about to lose, Forval desperately sprinted and jumped out of the window of the 2-story home. He landed hurt but alive. However, Chad, never being one to not finish what he started, leaped out of the window and landed on Forville, relieving him of his head. The rest of the party heard/saw this and ran downstairs to join their friend. Unfortunately, a young patrolman, about 17 years old, was making his rounds when he turned the corner to see the massacre in front of him. But yet again, Cuinn saved the day with some good quick thinking and smooth talking. After disguising himself as a member of the Lucian Guard, Cuinn was able to convince the younger guard to run away and let him handle the situation. With all immediate danger seemingly being subsided, the party started running through the Southeast District back to the Pentwee home. And that is where we left off. So currently, all of you, minus Morton plus Gil Marie, are currently making your way through the streets of the Southeast District to get back to the Pentwee home. First things first, Chad, you currently have a bleeding, bloody head that you are carrying as you run next to Cuinn. What do you do?
I'm like holding it kind of out as I run to not get any blood like on my person more than I'm sure I already have. Like, still.
Yeah.
And then whoever had grabbed the like bags and rags and whatever that we told them to before. Yeah. I just like, once we're all tying it together, I'm gonna be like, give me, and I'm just gonna like wrap it up as fast as I can to try to like hold the bleeding head together and just like.
Yeah, I'll say with with a couple large sheets, you're able to wrap it up enough to where it'll take a while for the blood to soak all the way through. It definitely still might, but as of right now, there is not an active blood trail leading from the body to where you stand. The rest of you kind of have, if we go back in time for just a second, you all ran downstairs. You saw Cuinn and Chad standing over the headless leader of the Free Miners. You booked it out of there with Chad carrying the head. You are now all running down the streets. Is anybody doing anything particular? What's your reaction to this situation?
Someone carry me. I'm little.
I want to try to use prestidigitation to try to clean up the crime scene, clean up all the footprints, so all stuff like that.
Yeah, as you're running, you kind of lean back, and with a flurry of your hand, it basically just looks like a gust of wind kind of like goes over the crime scene. It like all of the blood and whatever would be like dust or dirt or anything that would collect specific prints kind of like swirls and disappears, and for a second it's just a headless clean body on the ground until more blood starts to slowly spill out, but blood that does not have imprints of boots that match your size or anything like that. Go ahead. You were gonna say something else, Cuinn?
I was just gonna say, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah. As you run, Gil Marie picks you up, Rosie. And she seems definitely in shock, but also like very focused and determined in this moment. Yeah. Anybody else doing anything in particular, or are you just all making your way?
This is fucked up.
As we book it, I agree. This is real fudged up, and because I'm naturally slower than most people, I'm just kind of keeping an eye on.
We're all really slow.
Yeah.
I'm already back here.
Chad, he's just like.
Chad's gone.
Yeah, Chad's like like a football. He's like Heismaning this head as he's sprinting.
Very high.
Yeah.
I want to keep an eye out if there's like anybody else. Like I know I told that guard to go home, but if there's any other eyes on us.
Yes. So I know that you also said that they were going to be keeping an eye out behind. So you go ahead, and Cuinn, go ahead and make perception checks for me.
I would probably be with Cuinn. I don't need to make a check. I just want to say I would.
Yeah.
I got a nat 1 with a -2.
Nice.
I got a 2 + 1, so 3.
3.
2 from
is your wouldn't that technically be an 11?
No, that's only persuasion and deception.
Oh, that's right. Jack of all trades means you're proficient in stuff that you're not proficient in, right?
Yeah, I get half my proficient bonus.
Gotcha. So neither of you see anything. Edmund is also there running with you all. He seems very, his eyes are wide. Oh, wow, we really did it, didn't we? We said we were going to do it. We did say we were going to do it, so, and as you are all running, Flint, you kind of like pass this alleyway with the group as you're running, and you just happen to glance down, and your glance stays, and your vision is just immediately drawn to this alleyway because you see a glowing image kind of halfway down this alleyway. As halfway down this alleyway, yet another large pile of kind of semi-glowing sand sits in this alleyway, but taller and larger than any of the piles that you've seen before. So large that the tome is almost above your head in height. You immediately kind of like instinctually stop, but also like look around at the rest of your party, and your party's not around. The streets are completely empty. Silence emanates from every corner until you hear that very familiar, enthralling yet daunting as you hear the tome calling out to you, and your vision kind of tunnels, and all around this alleyway is just blackness, and this tome seems to shine bright, a light at the end of the tunnel, if you will.
Well, I guess now is as good a time as any to take a quick reading break. I walk down the alley.
Yeah, you step forward, and as you step forward, the heartbeat gets louder and louder, and eventually, if it was your own heartbeat, it would feel as if it was about to burst at the pace that it starts to get at as you approach the tome, and you reach up and you grab the tome just as you tried in the Pentwee home when your hand went directly through and was not able to grab anything. You grab onto the tome and you feel it. You feel the book in your hands. And then the heartbeat starts to get louder and louder until it transforms, and it's not a heartbeat anymore, but it's still a familiar sound, the sound of a whirling gust and tornado of wind tearing through dry earth, making it sound as if a horrific monster with a continuous roar was approaching you. But it sounds distant this time. But what doesn't sound distant, what sounds as if it's right next to your ear, is a deep, deep voice. A voice unfamiliar to you. A voice that you've never heard. At first it sighs with a kind of pleasantness. His power is yours. But there is so much more.
Who are you?
As you ask that, you kind of like take a look at this tome, and it seems sturdy, although ancient and old. And it is clasped together by a simple buckle. And the buckle clicks open. And the book in your hand, it's hard to tell. Are you opening it? Is it just opening by itself? The pages reveal themselves, and a bright white light kind of blinds you, and the next thing you know, you're running right next to your party, just as you were moments ago, looking away from the alley that you just glanced at. But your right hip is feeling a little bit heavier as a tome is strapped by a leather wrapping that you did not have before, that is tan and ancient in color, but holds the tome sturdy at your side.
Oh god. I just continue running. Don't look at it.
Yeah, okay. I need, so Chad is in the lead. So
Gilmarie is probably pretty fast, so
yeah, because Gilmarie, that's true. Gilmarie is an elf, so I would say Gilmarie and Chad are kind of sprinting forward. Gilmarie knows the city, so I'm going to give this roll at advantage. Chad, I need you to make just a general stealth roll. I know you guys aren't being stealthy per se, but a roll at advantage with your stealth to just kind of see if you guys are able to, pay attention to the patrons and random citizens or random guards that will be out and about, and avoid them and go through the back alleys and the back streets. What's the total?
They got for advantage because it gets me 18 instead of 6.
With an 18, I will say that you are all able to kind of successfully make your way. Every once in a while, Chad will stop at the mouth of an alley and kind of hold up his hand for the rest of the party to stop as a patrol of guards kind of walks by, and then you continue on your way. The closer you get to the Pantale home, the more the sheets that you are holding begin to moisten and deepen in color. Go ahead, were you about to say something?
Yeah, well, I don't know if we discussed this, because the Pantale home makes sense, but I think I also thought that we might be heading straight to the bar again.
Yeah,
Did we discuss it?
I don't think we'd take the head to Pantale home. I think we would go straight to the...
Okay, yeah.
That's what I was
like
thinking.
Doorstep and leave.
For sure, yeah.
They want to bring this back to their house.
Does anybody not? Does everybody, or like Rosie? Do you think you and Gilmarie just go back to the place?
Yeah, I think that just in
think...
order to not put everybody together in case something happens.
Yeah.
I'll direct Gilmarie home, and then Chad.
Okay, so it's probably a better question is who is going with Chad, because that's probably the smaller group. Okay, so just Cuinn.
No, I would go. I would follow Cuinn. I'm very worried about Cuinn right now.
Okay, all right. So Cuinn.
I'm trying to use prestidigitation if I can to try to stop the blood from dripping.
Okay, yeah. If you're
far away.
Yeah. Chad, I don't know if. Yeah, that's the thing. You both are halflings with the 25 speed, right?
So if Chad is too far away, just
Well, actually, though, however, I will say Chad is not really able to go full speed the whole time. As I just said, there's times where you have to stop and kind of wait. True. So I'll say that Chad might get ahead of you, but then he would probably wait at certain times out of necessity, if anything else.
But he is dead sprinting, adrenaline pump fueled, just
For sure.
So.
Wait, while we'll stop, I'll patch up the little thing.
Exactly, and I'll say with you doing that, you're able to pretty much stop the bleeding from being an issue.
I'm so to the bar. This seems like a bad decision.
Okay, all right. So the twins and Chad, the twins and Chad will make their way to the bar, and everybody else will be heading back to the Pantale home. As the split kind of happens, we'll go ahead and follow the people heading to the bar. So you all keep your way, keep sprinting forward, and eventually, with the roll of an 18, you're able to make your way to the flowing flagon, and you're about you're like an alleyway, a couple buildings down, basically, but you're basically there. So
cool. I turn
Good luck, Chad.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
We're here for you.
Cool. That's what I was just gonna say. Is I was gonna go by myself, but we're on the same page, so that's cool.
Fucking way I'm going.
We scoped out the windows a little bit last time. I think we'll probably stick to that. But
Cool. Yeah. Okay. And then I'll like check it to make sure it's like good, not bloody at the moment. I'm just like, okay.
yeah.
And is this like a 24-hour establishment? Do I know if it closes? Does it look open? Is there lights on?
You look like you gotta peek your head out of the alleyway. You don't see any lights.
Do you guys have paper? Any like? Do you have?
Yeah.
I don't really have paper. And somebody to write with.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take the paper and like just on the paper I'll just write.
But whose paper do you take?
Yeah, it's very important. We're both home.
I like have a serious pause. And I just kind of like grab Quinn's and kind of like look at Maewyn. I'm like, sorry.
Well, I still have paper, so.
Yeah, Cuinn had one piece of paper.
Are you just leaving a note? Is that what you're doing, Chad?
Well, if I can't get in,
So you're just gonna leave a head
on the door.
like
Where else am I gonna? I mean,
have you ever committed a crime before, Chad?
I mean, I'm not gonna like sign the note, like I'm gonna say like just it's to Victor, so he like knows that it's from me, but only he would know. I'm not gonna be like love Chad, like.
Hey, it's your funeral, man.
Love Chad.
I mean, do you have a better idea if it's?
I mean, at least knock on the
closed?
door. I'm sure.
Well, I'm gonna like knock and run, like
yeah,
a
knock and run. You're delivering it. You're supposed to be here.
What if there's no one there, or it's like a? Well, I guess if I'll just try the handle instead of knocking, and then if like it's locked,
just
I'll
try
knock
it.
and run.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to even open. Just like see if it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be.
I'm just gonna write
here.
this note real quick, just in case. And I'm just gonna write to Victor.
Okay.
That's it. And I'll like put it kind of like.
I think he'll
in the
know.
pouch. But what if someone else finds it and it's like, oh, this is for Victor. I should give it to him, and then they'll like deliver it for me, instead of like being like, this is a weird like wrapped thing and open it.
I think whatever we do, we should maybe.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll just like kind of hold it and just like more not sprint, but like more casually walk as I'm like looking around, and then I'll just like go and try to just like walk into.
You go up to the door and you turn the knob and it opens.
I'll like kind of peek in and see if.
You peek in and you see a lone person wearing the outfit colors of the Hanged Men, currently sitting at the bar with their head down on their arms, and you immediately hear a snore.
Cool.
Do you mean to go look in the window?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll scamper.
I'll kind of like look back to the direction that they were and be like, go in.
Okay.
Assuming they totally understood that.
Yeah.
And I'll just like walk in. Do I see the bartender person?
Currently, you do not know.
Okay. Well, I'll just go up and give the Hanged Man like a little like tap and like step back.
As you approach the Hanged Man and like put a hand on the shoulder, you feel just the smallest little pinch and look down at your abdomen as underneath his arm he has a hand crossbow currently pointed directly at you, and the snoring immediately stops and he kind of just leans up. And you recognize him. You don't know his name or anything, but you recognize him from earlier. And he looks at you. No way.
Dude. That was really good, I gotta say. Like, I totally believed that you were just like asleep. Anyway, I got a thing for Victor. You know the thing for Victor?
Shit. He owes me 5 gold. Nicely done.
You're welcome.
He puts away his hand crossbow. He like puts out a hand to like grab the sheets. He takes it.
Gladly give it over.
Puts it on the bar. Looks over at you. All right, well. He takes out into his inner pocket, takes out a small piece of paper, and gives it to you. Tomorrow night, sundown. Be there.
Ooh, is this where I get my cloak back, or can I get that back now? I just really like that cloak, and I don't want to have to, get a new one.
You can get it back tomorrow from Victor. There.
Fair enough.
At that address.
All right. Cool.
And if I were you, I would be on time.
Okay. Is early like a nerd thing to do, or like precisely on time? Like is on time late? I'll just be there at 7.
How did you pull this off?
I mean, I'm really good at fighting.
You just walked in, fought the guy.
Why I like insulted him so he would fight me one-on-one, but yeah.
And they just let you in?
No, I have my ways.
I
can't give away all my secret, and like.
Well, Victor's gonna be surprised to see you, but he will be ready for you.
Cool. Looking forward to it, and I'll finger gun my way out.
Yeah. He kind of like, as you're walking away, he like says, and he kind of like points to you, and then like points down, like at your shirt. You might want to take care of that.
Yeah. Do you happen to have a rag, or is there one behind the bar maybe?
You might want to take care of that.
Noted. All right, man. You have a good morning/night. I'm not really sure what time is it.
He kind of like gets up and follows you and just like pushes you out the door and shuts the door.
Okay, cool. Yeah. See you later.
There's not much blood on you. Cuinn was keeping you pretty clean, but just in the amount of time that you did have the head. But I'm sure Cuinn just kind of cleans you back up again.
Yeah, I'll get back to it, and I'll fold the piece of paper and put it in my pocket. Just
okay.
And then
did you look at it at all?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, Chad walks out. Seemingly, after a conversation that you couldn't really hear, you did see the hand crossbow, but you saw it get put away, and then Chad was able to leave. You did see, if you were looking through the window, you did see the hand off of the piece of paper.
I did not think you were going to make it out of there.
Yeah, let's just keep walking just to make sure. Like,
okay.
Walk next to each other. Like, you guys walk over there, and I'll just like keep walking straight ahead. Like,
you all start making your way back to the Pitchwee home.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, huh?
Like 3 in the morning.
Yeah. Right now, it's it's like around 3-4 in the morning.
Yeah,
So yeah, you make your way back to the Pitchwee home, and as that happens, we kind of cut back to the rest of our party as they were making their way back to the Pitchwee home, not having a head with them, and it not being illegal to walk around late at night, if not just kind of weird. You're able to just like somewhat avoid attention and make your way back to the Pitchwee home without much issue. As you are continuing to walk, you go ahead and make another perception check for me.
It's a 6.
6, okay. So you all make your way through the streets of the southeast district of Barrington, finally making your way back to the Pitchwee home. As you kind of rush through the doors, ready to escape the tension that was this journey back home, you were greeted by the sight of Brewster sitting at the table of the Pitchwee home, and he's currently talking to an individual who's leaned back with their feet up on the table, arms kind of crossed behind their head, as you see Morton Quincy sitting there talking with Brewster, and the the twins are not around. They presumably are in bed. And sitting at the floor by Brewster's feet, curled up, is like a large ball of fur that Morton, you know to be a young giant badger that was apparently, after the party left, scratching at the back door for nuts and berries. Brewster let it in because he didn't want it to be messing with his garden, and he also saw May, messing with this giant badger earlier. And, you're not unfamiliar with a giant badger. It's definitely a wild animal, and yet this one seems incredibly tame and docile and rather, dare you say it, cute. And it ends up kind of just like chilling with you all the rest of the night, and over the past hour has been just like sleeping at the feet of Brewster, as Brewster has been catching you up on the little bit of information that he knows about what happened. You eventually found your way to the Pintwee home, and when you arrived, the rest of the party was gone, but Brewster was there, and he kind of told you, you described who you were expecting to see, and he was like, oh yeah, I met all those guys, they're great, they're wonderful, they told me all about you, and kind of told you that he wasn't sure exactly what was going on, but that your friends were trying to help his mom, being Gilmarie, get out of a shady situation. And he wasn't really sure what was going on, but that's what they were out taking care of. So the rest of the party enters, and you see Rosie, who you presume to be Gilmarie, as she was described. You see you, and you see Flint. And the rest of you see Morton. Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm also sitting here in lounge wear. Homie immediately came in and changed out of his rug. He's in nice pajamas that you would not expect. That he would be carrying in his bag. They're just they're nice. He's got a glass of wine sitting in front of him as he's lounged back like this. He sees you guys coming. Oh, hello.
Hello, Morton.
Oh my god. Okay, hello.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Morton. Good to see you, buddy.
Hello. Everything shady taken care of.
Everything's good. I'm going to bed.
I'm also heading to bed. Morton.
Morton, being smarter than average, decides to do a little insight check, even though he's not very super wise. He's just gonna go, why do they sound like they're going to bed?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and do an insight check.
You should go to bed too, you.
Oh, I don't know shit. That was that's an 8.
Yeah, with an 8, I'll say, with an 8, I'll say that you don't think that this is the case, but are they going to bed because they're not happy to see you?
Oh.
All right.
That's even worse.
on a couple of days. And
Edmund does, however, sit down at the table, and Edmund is wide-eyed. And Flint and Rosie you see this as you walk away. You see this as you're kind of standing there. Edmund's eyes kind of go wide, and he's like, I really can't believe. Oh, that was not good. That was not good. No. And he stands up and he walks away. And as he walks away, he walks to the corner and kind of you hear him grunt, and he leans down. And when Edmund's head comes back up, you see him about a half a foot taller, Morton. He has short red hair and kind of a pixie cut, big long elf ears, and a tannish gold skin. And you just hear this voice, oh, bloody hell, what the fuck has happened here then?
I'm sorry, is he an elfin throat? What the fuck is this?
And he kind of turns around, and those of you who have met him before recognize Lucas. who
Great, not this guy again.
and as he turns and looks at you, he kind of like you see Morton that he grabs the edge of Edmund's robes and kind of like shakes them, and as he shakes them, the fabric kind of billows out, and the gray light blue colors make way for a dark amber and like orange reddish hue as they become like much more on theme with the character that you currently see in front of you. Flint, you say that, and Lucas looks over at you and he says, "Oi, what the fuck is going on? What'd you do this lot then?"
Well, who is what? All right, something I don't know why, but did I like? Do you guys like me or something? Like,
Hey, yeah, you were on the caravan.
Me?
Yeah, right?
Yes, I was. I saved your fucking life not once.
I don't remember him being on the caravan.
I don't remember me being on the caravan. I was the most fun one on the caravan.
The point that, and then you all remember that the point that Lucas revealed himself last was when Morton was already gone, and so Morton has not met Lucas.
Oh.
So who's Pointy?
I don't know him either.
My name's Lucas, alright? Not Pointy. Let's get that done and nipped in the bud right now, alright?
All right. That was on me. I was using the physical characteristic to describe...
Listen, what did you all do to Edmund this time?
We didn't do anything to Edmund.
Well,
Lucas.
Okay, well, the last time I popped up, you all apparently killed a bunch of people, so I would like to know why I'm here.
Well, we didn't
Everything's
kill
fine.
a bunch of people this
nothing
time.
is bad.
Sorry. He knows about that?
Yeah, Edmund, he's not really great at handling, murder, so I'm the one that kind of steps in to take care of us.
It's not like we did it again. We're fine. We were attacked.
Well, apparently something happened, and he got worked up, and now I'm here.
What are you? Give me have a drink, and I...
He's like very thankful for the offer of a drink, and he grabs it and takes it. And he briefly fills you in on what the rest of the people know, which is the fact that he doesn't really know who he truly is. Apparently, he is what is known as a changeling, who comes from the Feywild, and he doesn't know why he's here. He doesn't really come forth with his like backstory of who he is, but he just kind of refers to himself as the protector, and that Edmund is usually who you see, but he's the one that protects them, and he keeps saying we and them and all that stuff.
Is a changeling like something crazy foreign that Flint would be completely awestruck or taken?
Yeah, for sure. The Feywild, this is a much less magical world than Erubrian was. The Feywild is something that is like, that is on the level of like use like fantasy sci-fi novels, like some like think that it's purely fictional, some think that it's like ancient and mythical, but like it's like something you're slightly aware of, maybe not aware of changelings, but the Feywild is something you're slightly aware of, but it's kind of like a story,
Can you teach me to do that?
No, sorry, it's in me blood. Alright, so seriously, what happened here? And he kind of like is much more smooth now with the alcohol that he imbibed himself in as he filled Morton in on who he was.
Well, nothing really happened. Everything's fine. We just went to meet a friend, and now we're back, and we're all gonna go to bed, right? And I look at everybody.
If we were playing a game and I were to say, roll something to determine if I could gain any insight into that, I wouldn't have to roll to know that's a fucking lie.
You ever know me to lie?
Gilmarie walks up to you, Morton, and she extends a hand and she says, "Hi, my name's Gilmarie. Nice to meet you."
Morton Quincy.
Morton, lovely. Listen, some stuff definitely has gone down tonight. I see that you've met my son. I hope he's been a gracious host.
Lovely. Go be where the wine was.
Wonderful. I think that, and in this time that Lucas kind of explained who he was and everything, Gilmarie is like speaking to Morton, and as she does, the front door opens, and Morton, you see Cuinn and Maewyn and Chad enter as well, and the party is reunited here at the bottom of the Pentwee home.
I just run over and give Morton a big hug.
As the hug happens, there's definitely a little like
butt touch.
Ooh!
Oh my god! Not my home! Oh my god!
Good to see. What's that? Is there visible blood on anybody?
No, because of Quinn's prestidigitation, you actually do not see any signs of blood.
Right. I look down at both of them like, well, you look fit, and there's definitely like a little bit of like a.
It's like all that kind of flex.
Peggy Carter, Captain America. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my
Everyone's looking nice. Are you happy to see me? This lot ain't. But
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
I kind of thought you were just gone.
Yeah.
fuck, I got lost.
You all see, those of you who have just entered see the rest of your party. You see Morton. You also see Lucas, who you briefly met during the caravan, and Maewyn. You definitely spot and smell, as the rest of you probably do as well, the giant ball of fur at Brewster's feet that is currently kind of stirring. And as she does, she kind of makes eye contact with you, and her little butt starts to wiggle, and she just like makes her way over to you.
I bend down and give. I probably don't even have to really bend down.
Yeah, no, she's actually on all fours. She comes up to about your chin. She's it's a giant badger, so.
So I just give her a big hug.
Okay, for sure.
Hi.
She kind of like returns the hug and like wraps her large, like honestly, like for the rest of you, it definitely is a little intimidating. These like large claws that are meant for digging through like rough, hard dirt kind of wrap around Maewyn as this like kind of slender tongue starts licking you.
Great, it's in the house now.
Fucking thing. I've ever seen.
It is.
Here, looked adorable. I've named it Fluffernutter.
I don't think that's his name, but okay.
What? Let me ask. Is that your name?
The badger kind of like looks over at you and then looks at Maewyn and just like doesn't really do anything, but its butt just kind of wiggles.
Butt wiggle means yes.
I don't think it does mean yes.
Take 2 big steps backwards.
You are actually very familiar with giant badgers, and while some of them were used as like, I don't know, like, you know, resources and, you know, tools basically for you in the mines, they were also sometimes considered to be like pests, as they would cause issues and sometimes cause cave-ins in some of the tunnels that they would make, that they would like ruin the foundation of with their digging. So you definitely have a not so great relationship with the giant badger species.
Maewyn, just be careful. I see one of the claw man's face clear off.
Oh, look at this face. Look at this face. Because do you think it would claw your face off?
Yeah.
It just smiles and like reveals very like rows, like just a long row of super sharp teeth.
The little teeth, they could rip me apart, but I bet I'd like it.
It kind of like rubs against your head.
I go over to Lucas and be like, hey! And I'll give him a big handshake. Good to see you again. I mean,
Hey, all right, yeah, good to see you. Listen, I really would love to stay and chat with y'all and find out exactly why I'm here. But this is a little much for me. And Cuinn, now that I see you, if you and I could go upstairs real quick, I really don't want to deal with this.
Me and you?
Yeah, okay, all right. No, I just want the bugger to put me to sleep, okay? I want Edmund to deal with this. I'm not wanting to deal with this right now, all right?
Yeah,
I mean, no judgment.
It worked last time. No, please, you are not the talent that your brother is. I apologize. That's just the truth. All right.
Excuse me, that's rude.
Listen,
Please,
I'm honest, honey.
you have to say something nice about May before we go upstairs.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I like this.
About all of us.
Your hair is
Please.
fucking adorable. It's great. Really cute hair. Yeah.
What's happening? You're putting him to sleep.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I really want Edmund to deal with this, so and he kind of walks upstairs with Cuinn.
When he gets calm and chill, he like comes back as Edmund. That's what happened last time, at least. So that's why they're doing this.
Yeah, and the quicker he becomes Edmund, the better.
I love how Flint has such a hateful relationship with Lucas. It's so funny.
Met him once.
What did you say, Morton? Sorry.
What?
Is this a role play thing?
No, listen. You know what? I don't have to fucking explain myself to you. You're cool, but I don't have to explain myself to you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
And he just like looks over at Cuinn and he just like pats you on the butt, Cuinn.
I'm already playing a lot.
Which doesn't help with the image.
I missed that.
I'll play some like sexy music if we walk upstairs.
I follow up to I can't help it.
Yeah.
Goes by the window.
Gil Marie kind of like looks at everybody, and she's the first to kind of speak up after you all like there's some chuckles around the room with what just happened, and she kind of looks to everyone else and she's like, all right, listen, I know that we have a lot to talk about, but I don't know about y'all. I'd love to maybe talk about it over breakfast in the morning after some sleep.
Mm-hmm.
That
sounds amazing.
Since I have not slept in a couple days,
my wine's still full, so
maybe I can stay up and chat a little bit before I go to bed.
Wine.
I immediately start pulling glasses out.
Yeah.
But like, there's no more glasses, so I'm just like, whatever bell jar equivalent, taking the distance, like pulling that out and just pouring a bunch of wine. Their wine, it's not mine.
Yeah.
Pouring it out and going, all right, take. Tell me what's
Um,
going.
Yes, make yourself at home. Gil Marie kind of looks over at you, Rosie, and she says, "Are we going to bed?"
Yes. Let's go. Nothing to see here.
I'm gonna walk over
Just
to
picks you
Rosie
up.
before she goes to bed and
Okay.
just give her pull out Monkey, my little chipmunk, and just say, I don't know if this helps, but sometimes you can take it to bed if you want.
Is it a real one or is it?
That's a little wooden chipmunk.
That's what I saw it, and I was like, wait.
It's the little like clockwork chipmunk
That you made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take it and I look at Maewyn, and I look at you, who kind of made this, and then I look at Gil Marie, and then I just burst into tears and like go upstairs and leave them all behind. And also, jokes on y'all. This is my wine. This is my house. That has all been purified.
So that's why you're able to drink so much. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, yep.
But you don't know.
You figure it out. You put two and two. No. Yeah, you keep drinking though. It's just you just think it's really weak wine. They must just have really weak wine in this house.
It tastes good.
And so those of you who go to bed do. I'm assuming that May and Chad kind of catch Morton up on what has happened a little bit. Is there anything that anyone wants to do in particular before, any conversations you want to have, or anything that you want to do before kind of nodding off before the big morning discussion?
When I am alone, or I find a time alone, I open my book up, do a little light reading.
Okay, yeah, you open your book up.
When you find the about the author page.
When you open your book up, as you just like casually undo the buckle, open up the book, there's no writing on any of the pages.
Oh, dang! What a disappointment. I flipped through it all like 4 times. Like, there's gotta be something in here, like in the margins.
You look and you look and you look, and there's nothing that you seem to be able to find. And then you get to a page, and you're just kind of like staring at it in disbelief. And in your want to see something, and in your desire to have words on the page, you start to see almost transient wording and lettering start to appear on the page, almost in the center, as if it's like being burned in the middle, and radiates towards the outside. However, do you speak Primordial?
Nope.
It is in a language that you do not understand, but it feels weirdly accessible. And it feels like if you wanted to, it's like a weird sensation where it's like if you wanted to, you could read it. But you know that if you read it, there will be an exchange. And reading the words comes at a cost. And there's a consequence. And it could be a consequence that you want. And it could be a consequence that is useful. But you know that there's not just simply light reading when it comes to this tome. In order to read this tome, you have to be prepared for something to happen. It seems so unfamiliar and alien to you in this moment.
I shut the book.
Okay.
I'll sleep on it.
Put it under your pillow and kind of like chuckled, like laughed to yourself. As the rest of you, does everybody else find the way to bed?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna be like, Chad, if you want to join me in bed, that's fine. If not, we clearly
Right back into it.
Had a long day. If you want some stress relief, gotcha. But if not, we can just go to sleep. I'm not a pusher.
Rain check. I want to, but rain check because not sleeping and a lot happened in 2 days, so should probably be responsible and sleep this one time. But
fair enough. That offer goes for anybody. Just Chad has the
wow.
Good night, Morton.
Good night, Morton. Yeah.
Also, just a point to note for Maewyn and Morton: Chad didn't touch his wine at all.
Okay.
Just probably something you've also noticed that
for sure
Chad doesn't drink.
He was looking at your abs. He didn't give a fuck.
Fair. Oh yeah, I took off my armor and gave like a big stretch, like. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
I was probably just cuddling with Batty all night.
I wanted to talk to May just at one point.
Yeah.
Before I went to bed.
For sure.
And just like, I wasn't gonna keep all that money from Cad. I was never gonna keep it.
I think you were though.
I just wanted to see what type of person he was. If he's a man of his word, if he was actually gonna pay me, if he was we took his caravan, we got attacked by people that he hired. I don't know, maybe it was on purpose.
I think you're lying to me, but I hope that you're not.
Not lying, dude. I was never gonna keep all of it.
All of it. All but one gold piece.
Hey, Cuinn.
Yeah.
I know I usually
And by the way, this entire conversation happened with Maewyn lying down with her head on top of Batty. So you're talking to her and a badger.
Yep.
I know that I sometimes will scoop up an animal and just take them for a couple of days and find them a safe place and stuff, but this one feels a little different.
Yeah, you seem different. In a good way, in a positive.
I think that I want to keep her.
Yeah, that's great. You don't need my permission. That's great. Awesome.
Well, but
what's
you
his
just
name?
don't.
Their name?
Her name's Batty, I think. But I know you don't like the animals very much, so I just don't want you to
It's just birds.
Just birds.
Animals I'm fine with. It's mostly just birds.
Okay.
As long as you don't turn Batty into a bird.
I won't. Nope. Okay. Will you help me get Flint to like her?
I think that's. I could try.
Okay. That's all I need.
He seems to hate all. What kind of person hates all animals? I bet if you gave him a puppy, he would throw it.
That's horrible.
I know, it's bad. It's terrible.
Maybe we should talk about that more sometime.
Or we should get a puppy and put it in his bed.
I don't want him to throw it.
I would catch it. I'll put a fake puppy tomorrow morning. Well, maybe not tomorrow, but I'll put a fake puppy.
Okay, I do like that plan. Fake puppy.
There we go.
Plan fake puppy. Go.
Yep.
As the two of you continue to discuss and find yourselves asleep, before we jump to you, Cuinn, can you make a perception check for me?
Yeah. 14.
Okay. You, what's up?
You is needing to reflect and so do some journaling.
Okay.
Had some visions where they feel like there's something there, but they've not heard the right message.
Mm-hmm.
It's like drawn them away from the party and from Rosie, and they feel so real and visceral, and like they have to follow it, but they're clearly not following it in the right direction. And in the span of days, they have been enveloped in danger and have seen people die and have killed people. And so they're going to do some journaling, and in times like this, a combination of like what would Rosie do, and what is like the message in you's heart, and it's going to do some kind of reading and like pray to Dune, and also just kind of look for insights in some of his nothing quite like misgendering yourself. Reading some of their novels that they hold like closest to them, that have kind of guided their like desire towards being a protector and a watcher.
As you do this, and you kind of you reflect and you take in the events of the past 72 hours and 48 hours really. And it's a lot to take in, as you said. And you find yourself journaling and reading, and reading the Book of Dune, and reading nonfiction, and reading, but then jumping into your novels and reading some of those. And before you know it, you kind of find yourself drifting, and you find yourself asleep with one of these books that you've been reading, kind of just like open, falling on your chest. But immediately, in this sleep, you begin to dream. And in this dream, something very familiar happens. You are running down an alleyway, just like last time. You hear the voice of someone familiar, most likely your mother, Gilmarie, screaming, You help me, you! Just continue to sprint. And just like the last couple of times you've seen it, the portal yet again appears at the end of the alleyway. The portal revealing something dark and massive, moving, slithering its way, so large that you can only see just what looks like wind moving through darkness, as just a mass moves through the portal. You hear a deep, very low, trembling, shaking within you. Suddenly, there is a flash of light and a beam of energy that comes from behind you, over your head, and slams into the portal. You hear this creature scream as if in agony, and it's a sound that is so eldritch and ethereal and ancient that it's almost unrecognizable as a scream. It sounds as if a mountain is crying. And the portal shifts and forces itself closed. And you look to the source of the beam of energy that did this. And there, floating above you, falling down in a gleaming, bright set of golden armor, you see a sight that is flabbergasting and visceral and real, and yet it's strange. How could this be real? And in front of you, you see Sir Thomas Blueheart, one of the subjects of the many stories that you have read of the Palladium Planopticon and the adventures of this knight who seemingly started the Palladium Planopticon long ago. But as you have read him to be described, you see him there in front of you, long flowing golden hair, a golden set of armor with a gold shield with a large blue sapphire right in the middle of the shield, as he kind of puts it over his back and sheaths his long sword. And you see him kind of like look at you with hands on his hips, chest out. Well, hello there, you Pintwee.
Oh my God, Sir Thomas.
He bows right back. Yes, of course. Well, it's not exactly me. This is just, well, I was hoping that this would be a cool entrance, and that this would grab your attention. I know how much you love Sir Thomas Blueheart.
I mean, yeah, but wait, who are you?
Really? You don't know?
Dune?
Yeah! I'm Dune! Isn't that crazy? I mean, I don't look or sound like this at all. Once again, I'm presenting myself to you in a form that I thought would be familiar. Yeah. Really, your tiny little gnome brain would explode if I were to show you my true existence.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
Listen, I'm so proud of you.
You are?
Well, of course! Do you realize the amount of pressure and tension you've been put under these past couple days?
I mean, it does feel like a lot, but you're proud of me?
Well, of course because you faced your fears, and you put the ones that you love before yourself. That is the only thing that I could ever ask you to do. But through those actions, you've done something even greater. You've made me realize just how important you are. And because of that, I've chosen you. You? That's fun. Does that ever happen?
All the time. It's kind of a problem, actually.
Oh, well, blame Rosie. Don't. She's a lovely woman. Anyway, so the thing is, I've been kind of testing you and training you for most of your life. There's a reason you're with Rosie. There's a reason she introduced you to me. There's a reason she encouraged you to train. There's even a reason that you met that dwarven teacher who you love so much. It was all leading you to this final test. And you have passed with flying colors. But it is only the tip of the iceberg. For what is yet to come is of no small feat. It is going to require a strength that you do not think that you possess. It is going to require bravery that you don't think you have access to. It is going to require a fortitude that is stronger than any mountain. Tayaroth is in danger. And you are beginning to scratch the surface of why. Everything that is going on around you everything that has happened the past couple of days. Well, you just need to pay attention to it. You need to look into it. I need you to promise to me. But I need you to understand, to promise me something that means so much. It is more than a promise to your mother, or to a friend, or a loved one. It is a promise that is binding to your soul. Do you understand what I mean by that, you?
I think so.
I can't explain everything to you. That's not the way this works. I wish it was. But just know that in your darkest of times, there is still light. You understand? You must protect that light, you. Because there are dark things that want to extinguish it. So, he kind of puts his hand on his hips very heroically. Are you ready, you? To make your oath?
Yes.
All right. He waves his hand and a large scroll appears that he unfurls and catches the bottom end with. Repeat after me. I, you Pentwe.
I, you Pentwe.
Vouch to always stand on the side of light.
Vow to always stand on the side of light.
Vow to always protect the innocent.
Vow to always protect the innocent.
Vow to use the gift of sight, both physical and spiritual.
Vow to always use the gift of sight, both physical and spiritual.
Vow to use this sight to keep a watchful eye.
Vow to use this sight to keep a watchful eye.
And keep the darkness at bay.
And keep the darkness at bay.
Wonderful! He unfurls the scroll and puts it down, and he unsheaths his long sword. You Pentwe, kneel. He graces the shoulder with on one side, graces the other one, and as he pats the top of your head, I, Sir Thomas Blueheart, and he sheaths the sword, grant you status and station of a watcher. You are not the only one, you. Find your brethren.
Yes, of course.
All right, well, toodaloo. And he kind of jumps in the air very heroically, and as he does, his armor gleams in the sunlight, and the sunlight becomes so bright that your vision becomes just whiteness, and you wake up in kind of a gasp, and it is still the middle of the night, and you are in your room with the book lying on your chest in front of you, and you've had dreams. Recently, you've had visions. You don't know how it's possible. You don't know how you know this. But what just happened in some way or another. And I need you to make a perception check for me.
Nat 20.
And with the apropos nat 20, you kind of shoot up, and you're and you're gasping, and you feel like the wind has been knocked out of you, and you're going over everything that you just witnessed, and you find yourself just kind of not focused, but just looking around the room. And then as you look out your window, and you live your room's on the third floor, the highest floor up. And you look, and you see across a very narrow alleyway, on the roof of the building opposite you, a dark figure perched and kind of staring at the Pentwee home.
How far away is this?
I would say, because you're like kind of on the third story and kind of level, I mean, I would say this figure is about 15, maybe 20 feet away from you.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see them looking into your window in particular. You see them kind of, you can't really, you can only see like, you see a hood. It's definitely a humanoid figure, but you don't see any facial figures, but you just see the hood kind of like scanning the home.
I would kind of, rummage through my room. I definitely have like a pair of binoculars or like a telescope or something.
Oh,
like
for
that.
Sure. Yeah.
And try and get a closer look at the figure. Maybe,
Yeah, no, easily.
See if I can make out like a symbol on them or their face even.
Make another perception check for me.
Okay.
With advantage, I'll say.
All right.
With that nat 20, kind of, you're riding that. 16. You look out the window and you like kind of, you like immediately, I like to imagine, of course this doesn't have to have happened, but I like to imagine that you like rolls and then like army crawls on the bed to wherever the thing is, grabs it, and then army crawls over to the window and then just like peeks up just enough. And as you peer through the makeshift ancient medieval binoculars, you see that the figure is wearing all black, has a long cloak, a hood up. You can see the face of this creature, and yet you can't, because all you can see is a mouth, and across the top half of this creature, or this human, is just like a black mask with two holes for eyes. And you can see the eyes peering and looking into each window, and you see them look over at your window, and you kind of duck and then patiently wait to peek back up, and they're surveying the other side again. With a 16 and riding that natural 20 earlier, you see a dagger tied to the leg of this man. And on the hilt of that dagger, only you would be able to spot it from this distance, is the symbol of the Palladium Planetopticon.
Okay. I open up my window.
Okay.
Open up the window.
Yeah.
And I, using like thaumaturgy, take like a candle in my room and try and like create like a flashing.
Yeah. Okay.
And, like, try and shadow puppet the symbol.
The movement of the window opening immediately draws the eyes of this man as he looks over, and you see him immediately grab the hilt of his dagger. But he sees the Palladium code being used as you kind of just like put your hand in front of the candle and like raise it and lower it. And honestly, he's only 15, 20 feet away from you. You kind of see that, unless you're just not trying to make yourself seen,
I'm trying to like do this so it's like a wordless communication.
Exactly. So
like also being like way more like covert, like here's the code. Like we
yeah. So yeah, honestly, you could even like just probably make the symbol with your own hands, and he would be able to see it. And you see him kind of like tilt his head and let go of his dagger, and then he stands and turns and walks away. And you think immediately like, oh, what am I? But before you can even react, he turns about face again, about 15 feet away from where he was. He's about 30 feet away from you now. Mm-hmm. And he just dead sprints towards the edge of the roof. And he's coming right for that window. He sprints and he jumps off the roof, and he's gonna make it unless you do something, if you want to do something. And he's diving through the window.
I'm letting him come in.
Yeah, he dives through the window, tucks and rolls, and turns around. There you see, definitely in light.
You're gonna wake up my mom's.
He nods his head, and you see him kind of stand at full height. There you see dark leather armor. On the chest of this man is etched and stitching what would look like just maybe like a weird pattern of stitching to some people. As it like kind of like it's the symbol of the Palladium Panopticon, but like where the like triangle ends or like where the other things ends, they like kind of continue. So you have to like, it's a little bit of an abstract Palladium Panopticon symbol, but you definitely recognize it. And he has this large cloak, and he takes off the hood, and you see that this black mask wraps around his head and kind of like ties in the back. And he looks over at you, and he says, "Who are you?"
Brother, you know we don't reveal our names to one another.
Of course. So what are you called?
You can call me Pax.
Pax. He reaches out a hand. And you like, He-Man, grab forearms, and he kind of looks at you and shakes once. Pax, nice to meet you. You can call me Shade.
Shade. That's cool.
Yeah, thanks. I thought so cool. I thought it was cool too. What are you? What? No, you go.
What?
What are you?
What are you doing here?
You're trying to mimic his like. Yeah. He looks at you and he says, he kind of like nods like I'm impressed. And he looks at you and he says, "Well, I have the same for you. I have the same question for you, brother. Why are you here in the house of a murderer?"
Murderer, you say?
Yes.
What do you know of such things?
I was staking out Forville for quite some time. I've been looking for the ram. And I had a feeling that it could be Sylvia Heartstring. I found out about Sylvia's connection with the Free Miners, and I've been staking out the meeting spot for days, waiting for something to happen. Then, of course, I see you and your friends, and I see a headless gang leader. Now, brother, don't worry. I once was a member of the Lucian Guard, but I gave that up. You see, justice can't exist within the system. It has to exist outside the system. These criminals, what they need is a symbol, an image. They need the shade, and they need to fear me. And so that's what I've been trying to do, and I've been trying to take out this city's corruption from the inside. And I have discovered this existence of this Ram and Hawk characters, and I have a feeling that they have their hands into many of the evil doings of this city. I thought maybe Sylvia was the Ram. Is she? What do you know?
in an effort to look cool to the shade, I do try to catch him up on our run-in with the free miners. And, give him information that I feel would be safe to share.
For sure, yeah.
But not revealing our names or...
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you revealing... Do you reveal that you were sent there by the hanged men?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
He says, well then, that kind of confirms but also disproves parts of my theory. The Hawk is clearly the leader of the hanged men. Maybe the Ram was the leader of the free miners. Maybe you just killed him. But you see, the Ram Forville wasn't a suspect. It was Sylvia Heartstring and Roderick Billwright. One of the two of them, I'm sure, is the Ram. I thought maybe it was Sylvia, but if she's working to better the city in some way, because you kind of informed him that, your mom was working with Sylvia to do that, I believe you, and I believe that you believe them. Maybe Roderick's the better place to look.
Obviously, I trust Gilmarie, but I don't think anybody is above suspect.
Are you saying your own mother could be the Ram? That's... No. And he kind of starts pacing back and forth. Oh, it could work. That's a good theory. Oh, sorry.
Remember, whisper screams.
Of course.
I don't want to wake up my moms.
No. All right, well, the rest of your friends, are they members? Are they our brothers and sisters?
One of them is.
Wonderful. Who?
I don't know his code name yet, and I would never reveal his identity, but he plays a large sax.
He plays large sax?
You will know him by his large sax. He toots on that thing all day.
Listen, I don't mean to judge. You can do whatever you want. I just hope that... How old are you?
That gets kind of confusing because I'm a gnome. I'm 37, but...
Oh, okay. Okay, good. That's good. Listen, we need your friend. We need as many minds as we can put together. We need to discuss our findings. We need to find the Hawk. We need to find the Ram. We need to find out what they're doing.
Maybe this is why my friend hates all animals. This tracks. Okay. Yeah.
There is a theme. There's apparently two others. I've seen their names on writings. Smugglers. From the city of Bayhoth. A lion and a wolf.
Lion and a wolf.
I don't know anything about them, but it does show that this organization spans multiple kingdoms. It's bigger than we ever could have imagined.
That was really cool, what you just did with your voice.
Thanks, I've had years of practice. I used to not be able to keep it up, but I can now.
Did you used to smoke? I need to know what kind of prep I need to do.
No, just years and years of practice.
Okay, good.
Listen.
Because my mom would be pissed.
I love your love for your parents. We need to discuss. But it's not the right time right now. I'd look like a creep. When can I talk to you? When can we meet? I could come back in the morning if the morning's good.
Yeah, that would be great. I think we're gonna have a quick round table, I think, and maybe after that. So let's say 10:30. I'll make sure that Brewster saves some breakfast for you.
Don't worry, I'll be there, and you won't even know it until I'm standing right in front of you. What's that? And he looks over by your door, and you look over, and you look back. and you see him climbing out of your window and jumping across. Yeah. It's pretty cool looking, but he definitely didn't disappear. He was right there.
I'll see you tomorrow.
He looks back at you. Wait, what is it? What is it again?
I fuck this one.
Yeah, oh yeah, this one.
Yeah.
He looks over at you. And then he runs over. Yeah. And then he runs away. And as you kind of find yourself reeling from this interaction, you're not the only one who has an eventful night of sleep. Chad. As you are sleeping in your bed, kind of reeling and resting from the day's events, you eventually find yourself nodding off, and sleep and slumber comes to you, and for a while it's a dreamless, restful sleep, until eventually you start to hear birds chirping, and the sound of crashing waves, and your eyes kind of open, and you're on a pier. You're on a pier in a large city, or maybe a large town that you don't think you've ever been to. It doesn't look familiar, but it's warm, almost tropical. And the wildlife is familiar. You've seen some of it in your home, but some of the birds that are flying and scooping down and grabbing a fish out of the ocean, which it clearly is the ocean that you're standing next to, not some river or lake. And you kind of start to walk, whether it be through choice or maybe you just find yourself doing it. And all around you there are workers and people, dragging barrels and crates of fish and shellfish and sea life and all of that to the pier and to the shore, and then other people going the opposite way and carrying large crates of food and water and supplies to ships that are making their way out to sea. And it's pretty clear to you, and you pretty quickly notice that you're not really there. It feels real. You feel the heat of the sun on you. But you see a person almost run into you, bump into you, you instinctively kind of move to the side, but they pass through your form as if they don't even see who you are. You feel like you know that you're dreaming. You're having some kind of vision of a place that is unfamiliar to you. And then you hear, kind of off to the side, an unused dock, just covered in crates and barrels. You hear whimpering and crying. And you approach and you see a very small basket that has some kind of seaweed, dry seaweed embedded into it. And in this basket, you see what must be no more than a year-old infant that's crying and whimpering. It is an elf with pointy ears, and although it's young in age, a shock of blonde hair across the head. And you see around this baby's neck, you see a necklace. And you step forward to make out what the necklace says. Right when you do, you hear another voice. Oh, my dear. And you turn and you see a woman, a young woman. She looks very familiar, but you can't quite spot who she is. She kind of walks forward, and she passes right through you and leans down, and you kind of watch this vision happen. And she leans down and she grabs the necklace and kind of lifts it up to her. She kind of reads it. Rain. Well, hello, Rain. My name is Lena. And as soon as she says her name, you immediately recognize her, as you've never seen your mother so young before. And the screech of a seagull above draws your attention, and as it does, your mind shifts and the dream fades. And you find yourself waking up the next morning to the sunrise, along with everyone else, as you have now partaken in a long rest. In case we didn't say it this session, I don't know if we did, and for those who don't know, you're all now level 3. So welcome to level 3. And even though it's a bit early for a break, I think this is a good place for a little bio break. And then we will come back and reunite everybody, but let the players and the viewers kind of digest everything that just happened. Lots of reveals, lots of secrecy. So go ahead and get some water so that you stay hydrated, and stretch, stand up and stretch, and we will be right back, so don't go anywhere. Be right back. Hello. Little anticlimactic. We're back. Audio's on. Everybody's here. Thank you for staying tuned towards the break. I know all of you did. Just patiently. Hopefully you left your computer, though.
Everybody, thank you.
Yes, including lasagna nipples. Lasagna nipples. If you answer our question in chat, I will gift you a sub. So I just want to say that.
I will Venmo you $1.
Lasagna.
Lasagna nipples. If you are still here.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a thing that you can do.
Alright.
That's not illegal, or
No.
I mean, actually, I don't think it actually would be.
A person who has a Twitch account will gift someone a sub
Yes.
by the name of Lasagna Nipples.
Yes. Anyway, welcome back to the stream. We last left off with our party asleep in the Pentwee home, but some things happened. Chad had a dream, maybe a vision, a memory. You had the same thing. An oath was made, but also a person was met by the name of Shade. And a new member of the Palladium Planopticon was discovered through him. And if you have watched the Tayaroth one-shot Limbo Arena, you will recognize the character Shade. Limbo Arena is what it was called. Alright, so we have all woken up. It's a little bit later in the morning, but you all wake up to the smell of steamed vegetables and sizzling bacon and eggs cooking in a pan as Brewster is making up a big breakfast for everyone. And the morning is yours. It's about probably, it was like 3-4ish when you went to bed. So, you know, you're on the low end of a long rest, but it's around like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And the morning is yours. You gather around the table. There's a seat and a plate available if you want it.
Who comes out of Edmund's room?
Edmund. Edmund comes out of Edmund's room, and he kind of actually, you like meet him out in the hallway, and he looks over at you. I don't really remember going to bed last night. Did we drink or something?
Yeah, we drank a lot, man. You got real fucked up.
Well, it makes sense. I'm just glad Lucas didn't show his face.
No, that'd be awful. Let's go get some breakfast.
All right, let's do it.
I come out of Lucas's room.
As you do get downstairs, though, Morton, not now that he's not shell shocked anymore, Edmund does approach you, and he kind of like hand shakes, but also goes in for the one-armed hug, and he says, "Right, how you doing?"
Doing all right. And yourself? Did you get some good sleep? How was the music?
Good, right? Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good music. Listen, what have you been up to, mate? Where have you been?
You're not going to believe this. I got lost. So...
No, I believe it, yeah.
I buy it.
That
Listen, listen, mate, we were in a caravan, you know. I mean, you're not from around these parts. I mean, I'm not either. It makes sense.
That's fair. No, I and I look around to see if anybody who doesn't necessarily might not know that we murdered a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Like
Brewster's the only other one down there, and he's busy cooking away.
But after we did the laundry,
right.
I haven't done laundry in weeks.
No, I know. We cleaned. I cleaned up, and then I realized because it was fucking nighttime.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Didn't know which direction I was going, so I just kind of wandered about, and I went, fuck me, sideways, right?
Right.
And
Right.
then I ran into another group that was heading in this direction. Lovely people.
Oh, lucky for you.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 of them just shot the shit with them for the next couple of days, and then wound up here.
Right. Well, hey, I'm glad you found your way here. Definitely was starting to get worried about you.
No, it was fine. We had laughs. We got to know each other. It was a good time. They were oh shit. Well, I don't remember their names, but they were lovely people. They gave me nice food and beverage. We played that game of what did we play the other night? That first night?
Verity or Venture?
Verity and Venture. We played that. They'd never played before.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
That's interesting. Yeah, no, well, like I said, I'm glad you found us. I don't really know. I don't remember much of last night with all the drinking and whatnot. So I don't really remember what you know. But you know, just to kind of give you the lowdown really quickly here, things have gotten dark, and I'll understand if maybe now that we found each other again, you kind of want to skedaddle away from the main group, but I just got to let you know that unfortunately I kind of feel a little invested in, and you should feel free to do whatever you want to do, but I think I'm going to be staying here and making sure that Gil, Marie, and Rosie are, well, that they get themselves out of this situation.
No, I'm back. I had a moment. I was like, do I really want to come back to the group after?
Right, no, it's understandable, yeah.
But I thought about it, and I just really like the company. I really like the folks here. They're very nice. I think I'll hang out with them for a while.
Maybe you like a very specific folk with very specific blonde hair, and he kind of like.
I'm sorry, was that a secret? Yeah, no, I'm really into that.
No, it wasn't a secret. I was just being coy.
Like rabbits.
Right. Good. Well, good for you. Yeah, good for you.
I believe in sex positivity.
Of course, yeah. Why shouldn't you? As long as everyone is safe and consensual,
Absolutely, and I look forward into some form of camera that's in front of me. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
As soon as I see that, the camera just so happens to be by where the stairs are, and I walk downstairs and I say, "Oh my God, Maewyn, what are you looking at? Do you need something? Can I get you anything?"
You know what? I think Punky. No, what's your name?
Brewster. The name's Brewster. Yeah.
Brewster is making delicious breakfast. You look lovely. You look like you're well rested. I hear we got.
I am. I slept like a baby.
Excuse me, buddy. And Brewster kind of pushes you to the side a little bit. Hey, Mom! And he reaches down, picks you up.
Oh my God, Brewster. Hello.
He puts you down.
What am I doing?
Hey, I didn't really get a chance to check in with you last night, but
What happened last night?
Well, that's kind of what I was gonna ask you. I mean, you don't gotta tell me nothing, Mom. I'm not real big for getting involved anyway. I just want to make sure you're okay.
Oh, I'm fine. We just had a very nice evening last night. Very lovely, just hanging out with my friends and all my new people. It was just so fun. I just had a great time, just hanging out.
Behind Brewster, I want to mimic like somebody getting their head cut off.
He kind of looks at you and then looks down at his mom. All right.
No, but like not an eyesight of Brewster. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
He looks at you and says, "You can tell me anything. Just so you know."
Oh, and then I reach up as far as I can, pat him on his cheek and
He
say,
goes down there.
Where's your sibling? Are they awake yet?"
Oh yeah, the twins already ran off. They're running. I don't know. Their friends came looking for them, and they're out doing something. I don't know.
Well, where's you? Have they come down yet?
Yep, right there behind you.
Startle me.
Gil-Marie kind of bends down and like kisses you on the forehead. Did you get a good night's sleep? Are you all right?
Yeah. Weird dreams, but I think good.
Good. I know it's been a big couple days for you, and I just want to say, you're handling it like the young man that you are. Isn't that right, Rosie?
Yeah, I'm so proud of you, and I reach up and do the same thing with their little cheek, and then I say, "Oh, are you getting the little scruff there? Is that a single hair? Do you want me to pluck that for you?"
Stop, Mom.
Okay.
With a little scruff.
Okay, and I just give him a little cheek kiss.
Maewyn, as you woke up this morning, you were greeted by Batty as she was kind of like right next to you, waiting for you to wake up. And as you kind of like wake and look at her, you look into her eyes and you kind of see her like tilt her head with you and like kind of like follow you and just seems to be very intent on you. And as you told your brother last night, there's something different about this creature. And there's an immediate bond that is recognizable. And it feels almost faded in a way. And she feels... Not only does the bond between you feel different, but she feels different. Like, she feels more intellectual, more in tune. She just kind of looks at you with, like, a toothy grin.
Just say good morning. Scratch your little head.
She rubs her fat head into your palms.
And then I usually get up and go like scavenging in the morning, early in the morning. So I'll take her with me, and as we walk past the garden, just say, "You can't get food from there, okay? I'm going to show you some places where you can get food, but you can't get food from there."
You see her kind of like bend down and sniff, and then look up at you as if she just kind of immediately understands the concept.
Okay, and then I'll like go on a little walk and find some like nuts and berries here and there and like point them out to her and like show her that they're like wild and not in a garden.
There's not really much wildlife out here, greenery, other than Brewster's garden.
Are there any like okay, well then I'll tell her not to go in the garden.
Okay.
And then I'll go inside and ask Brewster how I can help with breakfast. He can help with breakfast.
He kind of looks down and he says, "Oh, I see him at Fluffernutter here. That's what Morton called her.
This isn't Fluffernutter. She doesn't really like that name very much.
Yes, it is.
She just doesn't like it very much.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. What's your name, buddy?"
Her name's Batty.
Batty. Well, me and Batty spent a good chunk of the night with each other last night. And he, like, takes a tomato that is yet to be unchopped and bends down and hands it to Batty, and Batty just immediately, like, digs into it.
We were just wondering what we could do to help to make up for all the stuff that Batty's been eating out of your garden. She didn't know, but I don't think she's going to do it again.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate the offer, but I think all the cuteness she gave me last night is plenty thanks enough. The meal's pretty much done. If you can just help me kind of serve it, that'd be nice.
Okay. And I'll take whatever he has me serve and, like, put one on Batty's head.
Yeah. She kind of, like, walks a little uneasy, but is able to keep it on her head. And the rest of you, everybody gathers around the table. Food is had. Light small talk is discussed, and then the real conversation begins.
Before I'm probably last because I needed like extra sleep.
Uh-huh.
So I'm probably like 10-15 heading downstairs. And before I head downstairs, I want to read the piece of paper that I got yesterday.
It is simply an address.
Okay.
For a home in the Southeast District.
Cool.
You don't know where, but you know someone here would know, or you could easily ask around and someone would know. I mean,
sure.
You know, you've never been to these streets before, but
right.
Yeah, but you have an address.
Cool.
All right. So everyone is around the table.
I would have let.
Sorry, Morton. What'd you say? You're a little low. You're in volume. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear me now?
A little bit better.
Oh.
It's all right though. I can hear you though well enough.
So we did laundry last night. Is that what I'm hearing?
Edmund kind of looks around and says. Edmund kind of looks around and says, "I don't know why he's doing that, but he's asking if we killed someone last night."
Oh.
I was being coy about it, but
Brewster says, "All right, well, I will see you all. Mom, you, May, Cuinn, Morton, Edmund, Chad, Flint, man, I don't know who you are." And you all kind of like look in the direction that Brewster's talking to, and you see a man clad in completely dark armor, with a cloak pulled up over his head.
I immediately cast Guiding Bolt on him.
Okay, yeah, roll an attack.
yeah, I'd pull out my rapier immediately.
But it's like,
just like Bruce.
Yeah.
Always.
an attack is 24.
24 hits, roll damage.
Oh. No.
Oh my god, I don't have enough d6s in my cleric set.
Where did you get it?
It's Beetle and Grim. Courtesy of Ian. 22 points of damage.
22 points of damage. Jesus, what level guiding bolt is that?
It's second level.
Wow.
No, just kidding. Sorry, first level. So it's 4d6. So
Take away the lowest one and see what the fuck.
Yeah, just take away the lowest one. It's fine.
It's 20.
20 points of damage. So you immediately just kind of like, and your holy symbol lights up, and you direct this beam of divine energy as you just immediately see this man put up his arms. And he goes, "Wait, no!" And he gets beamed right in the chest, and he slams against the wall, and then slides down on his ass. Oh!
And I rush to him, and I say, "Who sent you? How did you get here? How did you find us?"
I sent him.
What?
This is the shade.
I like got my rapiers out.
For Dune's sake, is this the way you greet everyone?
Don't bring Dune into this.
I'll bring Dune into whatever I want to bring Dune into.
You got something in your throat?
No.
Need a lozenge?
No, I'm fine.
We have some water. You can. What?
We're being awfully polite.
Is there something that's going around, or?
Can you get this rapier out of my face?
No, he's
he's
part of the.
Yeah.
What are you guys
Oh
doing?
my god.
I don't remember what does that mean? I don't remember.
That's the little club. That's the pulling.
Oh, you guys are in a club together. Cool. I'll put the rapier back.
Who is this? You?
This is the shade.
He's a.
You can call me the Shade.
He just said.
Well, that's what they just said.
Pretty straightforward.
You have another name we can call you, or?
No, I'm gonna call you the
Shade.
All right.
What about
Either
just
Shade or the Shade.
What like Shane?
All right, listen. I didn't come here to be mocked. Are we gonna figure out who the Ram and the Hawk are, or what?
What? Yeah.
So he knows some things. He knows some things about
Oh.
the people who attacked us.
Yeah, like I know you beheaded Forville, the leader of the Free Miners, last night.
All right, let's not yell that anywhere. I don't. What do you?
I'd appreciate it if you got the rapier out of my face, friend.
You. That's
Morton, put it down. Put the rapier down.
Tell us what you know.
Clearly I know you here, and clearly I'm outnumbered. If your bravado needs you to have a weapon pointed at me, so be it, but can you at least back up?
Honestly, I'll point a different weapon at you if you help us
Of course Morton has a degradation kink.
I'm writing that down for the lore.
He's only complimentary.
What'd you say, you?
I cast Cure Wounds on the shade.
Wonderful. How much do you heal him for?
12.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He kind of he takes it and accepts it, and then looks at you. Sorry. He looks at you and he says, "Well, you really are a member of the Palladium Panopticon, aren't you?"
That's right.
Who's the other member that you said?
Oh, I don't know their code name, but this person here.
Hi.
I thought we weren't supposed to announce who we were.
It's okay.
That's why we have code names.
Well, in that case, you can call me the Sax.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. And you see him look at your crotch and see if he notices something, and he does. He even tilts his head, he stares at it for a second.
What are you doing?
Well, he said that I know you by your sex, and I just don't really get what the deal is.
I think he's talking about this. It's a saxophone.
Oh. I mean, I understand.
The change happened.
So does your little friend want to come and have a sit and do you want some breakfast?
Oh, I'd love to, thank you.
I'm sorry that I on you.
That's all right. I can see where he gets it.
Okay.
We're gonna be talking like this the whole time.
Listen, I don't know why the two of you are talking like this. This is my normal voice.
But no, it's not.
Listen, whatever.
Good tea here. It might help.
And he just kind of immediately, goes into his spiel about how he used to work for the Lucian Guard, and that he felt like the corruption was within the system too much for him to do anything, so he left the system, and that he, through his investigations of the underground crime of Barrington, found the names The Hawk and the Ram. He knows that the Hawk is the leader of the Hanged Men, doesn't know his real name. He suspected the Ram to be either Roderick Billwright or Sylvia Heartstring. He was following the lead on Sylvia first, and then because he found out about Sylvia's ties with the Free Miners. Through that, he kind of interrogated one of the Free Miners and found out that Free Miner knew of the arrangement that Forville had with Sylvia and how they met. And so he then, literally for the past 5 nights, has staked out that home, just kind of waiting for the next meeting to happen. Saw all of you, saw the fight happen or end the way it did. Before he's even questioned as to why he didn't do or say anything, to he kind of talks about how, his fight is for the greater good, and how he's not going to bat an eye about some gang leader being killed. And he says that, there's bigger, larger things at work here. And then he says that he was surveying your home in an attempt to gain more information, and then that's when you introduce themselves, and then you're pretty much caught up on the current situation.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, wow.
Really
Pretty good backstory.
had quite a time in life, haven't ya? You need some extra breakfast. Here you go.
Thank you.
I didn't know there were more of you, us out
I don't think you're a member of the Planadium Planopticon.
I think your
Hot takes.
real name is the Shade.
It's not, clearly.
I know.
That was a good comeback, though.
Thanks.
Yes, there is a chapter of the Palladium here in Barrington. I can take you there. Our numbers are small, but we are here.
You guys are, we're a really bad secret organization. I'm just gonna say that.
You didn't even know that. Did you know that there was a chapter here?
I mean, I assume, but like, you guys are pretty open about the fact of who's a member.
Well, you know the symbol and everything. It's not like you're a random person.
Well, there's like 6, 7 other people here.
Now I know the symbol.
Oh, this one?
All right, well, you're making a good point, I guess, but,
Thanks
listen.
for offering, but I won't be joining.
You remind me of a friend that I had. He had a bad attitude, too.
Oh, okay. Well, listen here. Flint is just going through some stuff, like we all kind of are. So why don't you?
So I've told you everything that I know, and you told me most of what you know. So
Did they say like everything? Like what mostly in what way? Like, what do you not know?
what I don't know is who the ram is. And he looks over at Gilmarie. You would know. Is Sylvia the ram? And Gilmarie kind of shakes her head, and she says, no. Sylvia's not the ram. She was afraid of him, as a matter of fact.
Do you have any idea who the ram might be?
And she kind of looks over at the Shade, and kind of like, expectantly looks at him, and he's like, then it must be Roderick. I had it narrowed down to the two of them.
Wow.
So
We're
one of
doing
the
great,
most
guys.
impressive nobles in this city has his hands in deep with the Hanged Men and the Hawk. And why are they called the Ram and the Hawk? Do any of you know about? And then he says, "Have any of you heard of the Lion or the Wolf? Those are the only other two names I've heard of."
Oh, come on.
Oh, definitely haven't.
Oh, animal-based
No idea.
nicknames.
Rosie.
I've been around a long time. Is there possible slash? Here's where my brain is going. We now have the ram, the hawk, the lion, and the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Could I roll some sort of like history or religion check for how long I've been around? Is that like all four put together? Does that spark anything, or would I know any?
Yeah,
like,
go ahead and
lore?
roll a religion check or history, whichever you prefer. Just tell me which one it is.
It's
Make a
13
sword.
either way.
Nothing immediately religious comes to mind with those four specific animals.
Okay.
With a history check, with a religion, yeah, I mean,
That's cool.
yeah, no, I would say you can't, nothing really comes to mind. It is very clear to you that, especially if they found writings, and it's pretty clear to everybody, but like just with that roll, it's even more clear. Like, there's some kind of like organization or group of people that is outside of the Hanged Men, outside of the Free Miners, outside of the nobles of Barrington, even some sort of group or organization with these that has these people as members that at least spans 2 kingdoms now that you know of.
Mm-hmm.
As he tells you that, the lion and the wolf are from Bayhoth.
Yeah. It's interesting that they're all animals. It's like they're trying to tell us something.
Yeah, but you don't know a lot about the lion and the wolf.
No, I know nothing. All I know is that they got some art from them. I'm sure it was more.
What was in the ledger?
Art.
Did it? Okay. Fuck. Did it just say art, or did it say anything?
It was a ledger of shipments that Roderick's company had received. One of them happened to be from two people called the Lion and the Wolf. That stood out to me because I already knew of the Ram and the Hawk. However, the items that they brought was a shipment of art.
Do you know by which painter?
No, it just said a shipment of fine art.
And it came from Behath, so we know that they're in Behath and not here.
I would assume.
I want to telepathically say to Cuinn, there's probably more than one lion and wolf, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I'll say telepathically that, yeah, definitely not the same one. I think we're fine.
Well, it sounds to me that maybe you all should go investigate Roderick outside and go do your thing. And then me and Gilmarie and you will just stay here and, hang out and, do our little family thing.
You want to stay in one place?
What?
I mean, honey, if you want to stay here, that's totally fine, and I'll stay here with you. But I feel bad if these people are. I mean, your friends here, they're doing this to help me. To make sure that I'm safe, to make sure that our family is safe, and you're a very talented woman.
Okay.
And I can't help but wonder if they would need your help. But if you want to stay here, I'll be right here with you.
I don't, last night was very bad.
I know.
It was very bad.
I didn't want you to have to. I know.
And I just think that maybe, everything was fine before we met these fine folks. They're really nice. I like them a lot, but...
Rosie, do you realize if we didn't have them, that you or I could be kidnapped right now? Away from our family, torn away. I mean, these people have saved us. Everything was not fine before them. They are the reason things are at least okay now. That letter, the mission to grab me, that was before these people.
Well, now I'm just a little mad at you for getting us into this situation.
I know, and you have a right to be. And that's
why I don't
why
like it. I don't like this feeling.
And that's why you can stay here if you want to, and I'll be right here with you. And I will massage your feet, and I will say I'm sorry until I can't speak anymore, if that's what you want. I was just trying to make this city a better place, and I lost sight of how to do that. And that's wrong, and that's bad, and I will never forgive myself for putting my family in this danger. But it's happened. And I want to make sure I do everything I can to make it right. And I'm just a person. You are a protector. You're a healer, Rosie. I can't do anything for your friends, but you can. And you can make sure that they stay safe just as they're trying to make sure we stay safe. And I'm not trying to make a decision for you. I don't want you to get so overwhelmed and stressed that you make a decision that you would later regret.
And I will look away from her and look at everybody else at the table. And then I'll look at you. I'll say, do you mind if your mama comes along on your little adventures?
No, Mom. I think we need you. And I want you there.
Okay, well, this is going really well, and everything's fine, and everything's great. Let's finish our breakfast, and then I'll do whatever we need to do to figure all this out.
Okay, so what are our next steps?
Well, I wasn't paying attention or anything, but it sounds like this Roderick person is definitely a person of interest.
Go scope them out.
I'd like to find that
Right.
legend and whoever's in charge of putting down those things, just to kind of trace the money.
It was in his manner.
I mean, we know Roderick's brother.
And
Oh,
Do you know-
yeah!
We do know that Roderick is also allergic to honey. If we just need
That's
to take
true.
it down
Why do
real
we-
easily.
I happen to have some honey here.
Way wild honey.
It's on fire.
Edmund kind of looks over at you, Chad, and he says, well, right, but the one thing that we haven't heard is, how did it go last night?
Oh yeah. Okay. So here's what happened. So there was one guy still. I took the head right. And I went into the flagon, and there was one guy sleeping, and I thought he was sleeping, and he was like snoring and everything. Turns out wasn't sleeping. He was really good at it, and he had a crossbow on me. Like as soon as I like went to like jostle him awake, and I was like, "Whoa, dude!"
Right.
And so I was like, "Here's the thing that Victor asked for," and he was like all impressed and like, "Wow, you did it! Wow, great job!" And
Right. You see that like Edmund like doesn't believe that part, even though it happens.
And so he was like, okay, well, Victor said if you did bring it to like come to this place at sundown. He handed me this piece of paper, and I took it out, and it has an address on it. And I don't assume someone like Gilmarie or you, Rosie, probably know where this address is, but basically I have to go there at sundown for at least to get my cloak back, because I was like, hey, cool, with this head, can I have my
your
cloak? And he
cloak.
was like, no. So I was like, okay, cool, see you at this party thing tonight. And so yeah, so I have to go to this place at sundown, and I can't be late, which I'm still unclear if that means like be cool and be late, or like be on time.
I think
Well,
that means you
don't
show
think
up a
that's
couple minutes
rude.
late.
A couple minutes, okay.
Be like
Like
at least 15 minutes early.
Fashionably.
15 minutes early. See, that's where I
2
tried to
hours
ask
late.
for clarity.
Well, you never know with traffic. It's gonna get
True.
yeah,
A lot of
lots
wagons
of
out there.
yeah. You're right.
Lots of
There's a
carts.
football game that's getting out around that time.
Okay. I just didn't want to be like that guy that shows up early, but like doesn't show up on time if they think
You-
on time is like an hour late, you know?
You know,
You should definitely not show up late. He's threatened to kill a lot of people. He seems like a pretty
That's a
serious
good point.
dude.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
What, Martin? What did you say?
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, you show up on time because, like, you know, if you show up late, they could like think you've run and like told
You
somebody.
could whip your cloak up.
Right, that would
Why-
be
Yeah,
good.
I really want my cloak back. I really
Why
like
do
that
we
cloak.
want to? Why do you want to become a member of the Hanged Men just so we can find out the identity of the Hawk? Is that what that
Yeah,
is?
that's what it was. But if we know,
Well, if he's impressed by what you did, and if you really did kill the leader of the free miners, then I mean, who's to say that you're not going to meet the Hawk here at sundown?
That's a good point.
that's true. I can like confirm for sure
Kill
who
the
this
Hawk.
dude is. I maybe not that time, but I could at least know who he is, and we could like make a plan. But like, there's a lot of people. I don't think I can get the one-on-one.
And Chad, just
Fine.
so we know, if you had a choice between us and the Hanged Men, you're gonna choose us. Like,
I'd choose the Hangman. I'm just kidding. No, what are you talking about?
That was funny. That was funny.
Thank you.
Joke.
Thank you. No, I don't. I mean, Hangman.
You're
I
getting
don't
pretty-
have any
pretty
allegiance
far
with
down the
them.
ranks.
Usually, you can't just like leave an organization like that. I don't know if you are aware of that.
Sure, but like, I feel like they're gonna have to be dealt with in some way, you know, through all this of like if the Hawk is their leader, we take out the Hawk and they're left without a leader, and like panic, you know, like there's gonna be some deserters at that time. So I just like take my exit with them and be like, oh, that sucked, our leader's dead. Oh, I guess I gotta find work elsewhere, you know.
Right. Yeah. Good luck. Yeah. Good.
I think it's pretty solid.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I can at least go to this address, see what I find, as I assume they haven't killed me yet, and since I did this thing, I think they'll at least.
Yeah.
Well, you probably shouldn't go alone.
I mean, more information is never going to hurt. Well, I mean, I'm assuming Cuinn can go.
I mean, I'll
you
have
could
to
go
maybe
as your
be somebody
hangman,
else.
dude.
Oh! Well, I'm glad that we've got Morton back, because Morton can do what you do, Cuinn.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Not as good, buddy. These little...
Fuck, how did I forget that? It's like I've been gone for a few weeks.
Well, you didn't know.
So you both can disguise yourself as fellow hangman.
I can.
Yeah.
I put my hood up and the disguise self. There's a noose around my neck and it's clearly a dead man's face.
That's funny.
If you tell them your name's Steve, you'll really get in good with.
That's true.
They really like Steve.
Yeah, the magic-y stuff that you did though, like.
Oh, he's gonna kill Steve
should,
as soon as
yeah.
he finds him.
So you'd have to like start over anew, and I don't even know if like there's gonna be other hangmen there. Like maybe it's just like Victor meeting me mano y mano.
We need to find out. Why don't we go see Roderick during the day, and then go check out that address at night?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can't show up before sundown and just like hang out. You know, that'd be weird. No, so
that'd be real weird.
Like it's too early. You know.
Am I being a person? Do I need to get in character?
Do I need to get in character?
I mean, I feel like it's a risk if other people come. I feel like other people close by.
Yeah,
there's some sort of signal of like if shit's going down, I can be like, "Caw!" and like really loud.
Oh, no, I like that. It's like hawk, and if it's the hawk, they'll.
I didn't even like put that together. Yeah, I see how it's called, like a hawk. Yeah.
Maybe it's a real hawk. What if it's like a real hawk?
What if it's a talking hawk? Yeah. Whoa.
A talk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. A talk.
So Roderick's then? So we're going?
Yeah.
Yeah, or I mean, we could see. I mean, I feel like we're pretty good with CAD, so like, could we just go and talk to him about his brother and get a little more info?
Who's that?
Although
I don't think they like each other very much, though.
Yeah.
Well, we know where his sister is with all the bees.
Who's
but
got bees?
CAD's sister.
CAD.
Frida.
The owner of the our.
She's got the best
caravan.
honey.
Yeah, apparently. But her bees or honey has been killed or stolen or something. There was something going on.
Oh fuck! No, I like bees.
Should we go see the bees?
And now they're
really hard to.
What do you have a British accent? Oh,
I can't even talk right after that.
Oh my god, let's go see
yeah.
Frida's his sister.
So
is he like the oldest? Do you think? You feel like
Cad's
he's
the
got
oldest, isn't he? No?
Maybe youngest, like he's the youngest sibling energy kind of thing. Just
I think that Rosie, you would actually know. Roderick is the oldest. Then Frida, then Kat is the youngest.
Well, actually, what Kat had told me is that he's just a little baby. He's the little baby one. Like my little you.
I feel like
okay.
Yeah, so
they're all pretty close in age, though.
Yeah, they're what we call gnomish twins.
No offense to Cad, but it seems crazy that his older brother is like a prominent, successful like politician. It doesn't seem like it. Yeah, you know, never mind. Sorry, Cad.
I'm. Sorry, Cad. So I mean, I feel like CAD's at least a decent place to start, and then from there we could be like, "Hey, want to meet your brother?" And then
ask him.
Am I wrong
maybe...
that they don't like each other? Did I misremember that?
Kat and Roderick.
Kat and Roderick, they don't get along, right?
Not really. It's not like a they see each other and then it's a knockout drag out fight. It's just they just don't really, they're just not the biggest fans of one another. He's much closer to Frida, and Frida and Roderick apparently according to Kat, don't get along. Yeah.
Okay.
We could tell him that we're also allergic to honey and want some advice from Roderick. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
We could get some honey from Frida, like Morton was saying, just in case. Get the dirt.
Well, we could help Frida. I don't know. Maybe she could throw some gold our way or something if we help her.
I bet Roderick's behind her. Like, if he's the big jerk asshole leader of these bad dudes, he's probably like, screw you and your honey business. You know I'm allergic.
That's a good idea.
Well, then we could help someone and get some information, and that just seems like everything.
Two hawks, one stone. You know,
we can kill two birds with one stone. Which is my favorite thing to do.
I'm down.
I'm having a hard time as a DM remembering exactly what was said, but I think Gilmarie informed you that part of Sylvia's workings with the free miners was the attacks on the caravans.
Yeah, I'd have that note. Sylvia has been working with free miners to help Frida Billwright with her caravan situation.
Yes.
Oh.
Wait.
But not
to help or to take down the caravans.
To help Frida.
To help Frida?
Does.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
No.
The opposite.
Yes, but it was never explicitly stated which way it was. So, okay, I am just going to say it was kind of like a Gilmarie didn't know what she didn't know kind of a thing. But basically, Gilmarie thought that it was like Sylvia was using the help of the free miners to like be security for these things. But really, what was going down is Sylvia was using the free miners to attack the caravans, because even though Frida and Roderick don't get along, they still are like supposedly like they work together.
Yes, just as I explained it perfectly.
So that's probably my fault with some just miscommunication in the way I delivered information, but just to set the record straight, and we can even say that, like, Gilmarie kind of knew that the free miners and Sylvia were involved with Frida, and then the Shade kind of, like, filled in the rest of the information that, like, what was really going down is that Sylvia was using the free miners to what he thinks is attack the caravans. You guys don't really know what's been going on, so...
So Sylvia was the reason that our caravans got attacked.
Yeah.
Honey caravans.
By the honey caravans got attacked.
Not our caravan.
Yes.
Her
Sylvia was attacking the Frida. Yeah. Was using the free miners to attack Frida, maybe.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes way more sense.
It's a little vague. Yeah, no, it's a little vague.
Okay.
You know that Sylvia hired the free miners and was working with the free miners, and you know it involved Frida's caravans, her honey caravans. You also know that Frida's honey caravans have been getting attacked and stuff is going missing. So you're assuming that that's what's happening. Is that Sylvia is hiring them to attack the caravans. You're assuming.
Yikes. Okay, this is getting dense.
Do we know where Roderick is? Like, do we know where he...
Oh, yes, I mean, I could tell you his... Yeah, I mean, he has a very prominent estate in the inner tier.
That seems hard to get into.
Not during the day. During the day, the inner tier is open to the public.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I am very charming.
That is. Yeah, you are.
Well, I guess we should take a trip to the inner tier then.
Frida is also in the inner tier, so I mean, we would be going there either way.
You could
stop there first.
End the life of two birds with a rock, or whatever you said. If we go.
Two hawks with a rock.
I love rocks and ending birds' lives. Let's do it.
How old are you?
Who?
Rosie.
How
That's
old am I?
a really mean
Oh.
question. Why would you?
Well, I'm a
Rude.
proud 274 years old.
You've really never heard two birds, one stone?
Well, no.
That's very interesting.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel like you're being patronizing.
No, that's genuinely interesting.
I'm taking the rest of your breakfast.
Speaking of breakfast, Flint, as you're kind of like getting up from the table, you know how, I mean, you know this as a person who's allergic to cats, Matthew Schwartzwalder. Cats recognize that. Batty recognizes that you aren't trying to be chill with her. And so she's like, she's been approaching you, and she comes up near you, and there's like a plate of like just like runny eggs that like somebody didn't get to. And when she like gets up on the table to like put herself next to you, her paw hits the runny eggs, and it just like falls and gets all over you.
I like scramble backwards to fall over in my chair.
She immediately kind of like looks over at you like sorrowful, like like. I mean, she doesn't say anything. She's a badger, but she looks over at you sorrowful.
No, thank you.
She comes over and like starts to maybe try to lick up the eggs.
Flint, at least let it apologize.
As you kind of like say like no thank you, no thank you, no thank you, you hear in your mind this just like
kill the badger.
You hear in your mind this just like the sound as if you were flipping through a book. It's just like these pages flipping, and as you're like motioning the badger to get away and like brushing away with your hands, the book is not in front of you, but it's also as if it is. You know that it's not, but you see the book in front of you for this moment, and you see a single word written on one of the pages, and you say the word in a language that you've never spoken or understood. You kind of say it under your breath. And as you do, you cast Prestidigitation for the first time as the runny eggs just kind of like swirl and disappear from your clothes, and like you're like all ruffled up from falling over, and your clothes just kind of like straighten and iron out. And Batty's kind of like spooked for a second and just kind of like runs over to May.
What'd you do?
Sorry, your big badger got on the table.
Well, she's the one who seems scared right now. What'd you do?
I was just startled. I didn't do anything to your big badger.
You can just call her Batty. She doesn't really like being called big.
Oh, sorry, Batty.
Fluffernutter, I think is what we ended up on, but that's all right.
You gotta stop calling it Fluffernutter.
I established a name before I got here. The world started when I showed up.
Yep.
We're gonna set you.
All right, so what are we doing as a part? Or, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Flint.
Sorry, Batty. Sorry for the startle, everyone. I didn't mean to fall over dramatically in my chair. I think we should just head to the inner circle, maybe find Cad.
You do know that the address that Cad gave you is just Frida's address. You actually don't know where Cad lives.
What did you say out of your mouth, Flint, just now when you did that? Because that sounded hellish. I don't know about that.
Yeah, it was definitely. I thought maybe it was just a burp. Was that a word?
It was a big old burp, I think.
Oh, yeah, it was just a burp.
Oh, that must have been what scared Batty.
As Prestidigitation?
The weird thing is you don't know that word as Prestidigitation, as you learned a different word to cast it. You learned the arcanic word, but you know that effect to definitely be Prestidigitation.
Man.
But it seems as if he spoke the same word, but in a different language.
Cool. And then real quick, before we leave, this address, where is this? Just so we can make sure I have enough time.
Oh, that's here in the Southeast District.
Okay.
So we'll need to give ourselves probably an hour before sundown to get back in time if we're in the inner tier.
Cool.
The Fridas, then?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna stay behind. Right? I should probably stay behind.
Yeah.
Who is talking right
Probably
now?
have somebody.
Gilmarie.
We should probably have somebody with you if they're in the like.
Well, I've got Brewster.
What if the shade stays as protection and doesn't come with us.
Well,
I do work better at night. I guess I could stay behind and protect Mother.
Oh,
Do we
And
trust the
when I
shade?
get back, then when I get back, we can meet the rest of the Panopticon that's here in the city.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yes, of course.
is Gilmarie your mother? Call him mother.
You're not one of
The
mine.
mother.
Oh.
I don't know.
I
Shay,
think
do
it
you
was
have
just saying.
parents?
Oh, no, I just meant, like, I was just like, you've never called some, she's not my mom. No, she's
The mom.
Spite to
Just-
Go ahead.
It's Brewster.
Do
Brewster's
Do you
the
need
shade.
a mother?
13.
13. He just knows her as the mom of you and just called her mother. Like,
Okay.
just like, no, I understand, but it's just like, it's like, it's like if someone came across a baby and they're like, oh, and then they're like, well, how's mom doing? You know what I mean? It's like, that's the, like, kind of a that thing. Yeah. No.
All right. Well, if you need a mother, you let me know.
No, my mother's deceased.
Oh, I'm so sorry to
What
hear
about
that.
your father?
I've dealt with it. Also deceased.
So you do need parents.
You live here.
No, I don't. No, I don't need parents. I'm fine on my own.
All right. We'll see.
You just slapped Rosie in the face right now. You don't know it?
Yeah, you're about to get a
I've written it down.
Well, do you have a family of a different kind? The brother.
Yes, I do have my brothers and sisters at the Planopticon.
Oh, you work better alone. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you stay here then and watch my sweet, sweet Gilmarie. You
Will do.
behave.
Of
Don't
course.
go into any more bargains with any more debaucherous people while
Yeah.
we're gone.
All right, honey. I deserve that.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I deserve that.
Maybe say a word or two to Dune while I'm gone. Oh, beautiful.
You've never known her to be super religious, but you appreciate
Yeah,
the
but
gesture.
Maybe she should stop.
Yeah, for
I'm not the
sure.
one
For
doing the
sure.
debauchery. Oh my god. Get out of here.
We should
All
go
right.
since we got, the
Yeah,
timeline,
to the honey
so.
palace.
crunch.
So we're going to Frida's?
We're going to the inner tier.
Oh, wait, we're going to Frida's, Edmund says?
Yes, I've been.
Or are we going to Roderick's? Which one?
Do we know
Frida's.
where Roderick is?
Gilmarie can
Besides
tell
his,
you.
like,
Well, I
manner.
feel like we should just go to Roderick's.
And do what?
Yeah, what are you going to be doing?
I want to.
I don't know. What are we going to? What are we going to do?
Well, Frida needed help with the
Frida's.
honey business, and if we can help her get her honey business situated, we can also
Well,
use
we
it
know that
to
it was
learn.
Gilmarie and the Hageman. or
Well,
not
we know they
Gilmarie,
were
the other one.
involved, right? Yeah.
Maybe
But
she's
maybe
got more
they-
information.
Yeah.
But if Roderick is the hawk or the what's his name?
the hawk.
The ram.
Ram.
No, no,
ram.
yeah, the ram.
I mean, we could maybe we should try to confirm that.
I just
I
want
look
like
him-
asking.
We can
to
go
see,
to his
like,
house and look
ram?
through his stuff while he's not there.
What? Yeah, that's what I mean. I thought that we were going to go to Frida's and do whatever the fuck, and then go to Roderick's and then do little sneaky poo poo and do.
Oh.
Sorry, I don't think we should poop.
You don't want to leave any evidence.
Unless,
You don't wanna leave.
unless you all have digestive systems that I don't know about, we're gonna have to poo poo at some point.
He's right. He's
But
really
we just
right.
shouldn't.
I'd
just-
never
we
poop.
should.
But I agree, but I don't think we should be
shouldn't
doing
poop
it
at parties.
at Roderick's.
Dwarves don't poop.
I don't know.
If they have a
I-
nice bathroom,
Well, I'm
They're
gonna pack
probably rich,
snacks
you
for
know?
2 locations.
If they have a
then.
nice bathroom, I'd say that's okay.
Yeah. Now, beyond that, I want to steal that ledger, or at least get a good look at the ledger.
Sure,
To see if
yeah.
we can find any clues in it, especially about those two weird, the lion, wolf.
The
like,
lion and the wolf.
hawk
Not that
wasn't-
I know them.
I think the ledger's a dead end.
Now,
But
wait a minute.
let's
What
just
did you just say?
I think we should go to Frida's. I'm
No,
going to Frida's. Who's coming?
What are we doing at
Oh, wait up!
Frida's?
Here we
Her,
come.
her honey business? Who cares about her honey
If we
business?
go to Frida's and we save her honey business, it
Oh.
will be good with Frida, and because seems like Frida and Roderick are close, and then we can like make our way into the family dynamic, and then like learn at their family picnic.
Or we could just break into Roderick's house and just be done with it.
That's true.
What if he's home?
I'm not good at breaking though.
I,
Breaking in.
I've got this. Don't you worry. And I crack my my knuckles and shit. I'm like, I got this. Don't you worry.
Okay. So wait, not Frida's?
Can I see you off to the side for like 2 seconds? I just want to circle back to what you just said.
Circle back to not going to Frida's or going to Frida's?
Oh no, the little thing you said about the lion and the wolf.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Honey business.
That's a good one.
You, that was great.
God, that's
nice,
hilarious.
you.
That
Nice.
was funny. You.
Well, we should walk and talk either way.
Yeah,
like I
I
said.
packed 8 extra rations, one for each of us. Let's go.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Let's do it.
Rosie.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I put
Rosie.
it in my inventory.
Where are we going? Now?
Put it in my
Wait,
We're going to
Right,
dinner
Frida's.
too. We're gonna go to.
We're going to
I get
Frida's?
2 locations, Frida's, and then.
Do we
and
have the
then-
time to go to both? Are they both in the inner circle, Zach?
They are both in the inner circle. I mean, you don't know how long it's going to take at either place, but getting there is going to take about an hour. It's already like probably 11 at this point. So you'd have, by the time you get there, you'll have like 3 to 4 hours within the inner tier to do whatever you need to do before you need to start heading back.
I think we go to Roderick's, see if he's home. If he's home, we go to Frida's.
Oh,
That's just
fine.
my
All right.
2
that's fine.
cents.
Sure. Yeah.
All
let's
right,
do it.
so
Yeah.
you head throughout the city of Barrington, eventually making your way to the inner
I said hi
tier.
to literally every
Mhm.
single person we pass.
For sure. Sometimes you stop and like you has to like make you like come back and like pick it back up.
Remind me to tell you the story about how my grandma tried to sell me in the Meyer parking lot.
Oh,
Okay.
my God.
Because that's what
Will
this reminds
do.
me of.
All right. What were you about to say, Chad?
Legally, she can't talk about it.
Legally, it can't be streamed. I was just gonna on the walk pull Rosie over and
Yeah.
chitty chat with her for a second.
Oh, Chad, you're looking so handsome.
Ah,
You know, without your cloak,
Thanks.
your muscles show more.
really? Do you don't think I need it? Is the cloak too much then? Should I show more
Well,
muscle? Or is it
good
like
for
too much
sometimes.
muscle?
Well, no, you kind of just being showboatish, but I like it.
Okay, so the
Showboatish.
Right
cloaks,
for right
the
now.
cloaks. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta have it. You know, both
The
are good.
options. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Weird question. This weird thing happened when I was fighting the dwarf dude, right? And it seemed magically. And my que-
Magically.
Yeah, like when did you know that that Dune like gave you magic? 'Cause I think that's how
dude,
it works.
I don't
like,
have magic.
How do you heal people then?
Well, it's Dune's blessing.
Oh,
He does it.
well now
I
I'm more
don't have magic.
confused.
No, I don't have any. I'm not magical at all.
Oh, so
He works through me. So everything I do is Dune.
probably so Dune maybe just like did the thing. So I didn't. Okay, that
Did
makes
what
sense.
thing? Did what thing?
So concerned.
I'm trying to be like, what thing did
perfect,
Dune
though.
do? Say it
It was
out
like
loud.
a
Did Dune
time
do?
a time thing. Like it's hard to
time thing.
describe, but it just like felt like either magic or like not something that I had obviously done before. Or I don't know. If
Did
I
it
could
feel
do again.
light? Did it feel like a
I felt light. Yeah, I was
flame
like
inside of
like
you?
floating kind of thing. So
Oh. I mean,
So-
that sounds like it could be something Dune related. Did you see it?
okay.
Did you see it?
No,
Did you
well, I don't
see
know what
anybody?
it looks like. So, what would I look for if he was there?
Well, I truly don't know because I don't.
Oh,
I've never seen him.
he might have been. I mean, I only think I saw me
Certain.
and
Have I
Forville.
seen
So
him?
like,
No, I have seen him. What's the
What?
lore here? I've only heard.
You've heard Dune.
I've never seen.
And even when you've heard Dune, it's been more so like the words came to you rather than
Yeah.
hearing something. Like it didn't sound like anything. Like you just
Yeah.
knew them.
But I've never had a conversation in this stream Did I dream that?
No.
Cool.
Not in this stream.
I did have a dream then that I, as Rosie, in stream.
I don't think so, unless I'm really not remembering something.
No, I don't think so because I feel like I was really jealous when Ian got to talk to. Okay.
Rosie's having a crisis. Rosie and Angie
Rosie as Angie
are both having crises.
Okay, so I'll confess to Chad that I've never seen him. I just kind of know that he's with me, and from as long as I can remember, back even when I was a little gnome girl in our little village, just felt light and airy, and
Okay. Well, yeah, then maybe that's just what it was. It was just.
How do you feel now?
I mean, I feel the same. I feel, a lot more rested than I was during the fight, so maybe he just knew I needed a little helping hand. I haven't ever been very religious. Just it wasn't something I grew up super a lot of.
Okay.
But
it
just felt weird that it happened, and I don't know.
Well, maybe here, if you want to hang on to this, and I'll I have a lot of trinkets in my bag of holding.
Yeah, of course.
One of them being a vestment, which so I imagine it as a little
Me no know that word.
Vestment. It's like a priest's thing. But in my head.
Me now know new word.
No, Zach now know.
Me now know.
Why use more words when one word do trick?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I imagine it's like a scarf that she's knitted, or
of course, knitted it. Yeah.
The same sigil that I have as my holy symbol.
Sigil.
Did I say sigil?
No, I. Shout out my Mercer.
But
he's watching.
Right on the pouch or the patch.
Yes, okay, love it.
Have mine is, so it's kind of, if Chad wears it, it's the same thing. So I say maybe you should hold on to this and see if it does anything for you, or makes you feel connected somehow, or anything.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty cool. It happened. So if it was a Dune thing, it's super cool. We'll
and
see
it's
if
kind of like
again.
your cloak, a little a half, a little summer cloak.
I think we
something.
could attach it and make it look like a cloak. If we had it's not like a scarf, but it kind of goes
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll put the.
I'll kind of squat walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put the 2 points.
It's a deep squat walk too.
I'll put the 2 points of it on the armor, and I'll cast mending to see if I can.
Of course, yeah.
Fasten it too.
Yes, easily done.
Cool. Oh, it's beautiful! Oh my god, look at it.
This looks pretty good.
You're quite good at that, Rosie.
Oh, at making things, yeah. Do you want one?
No, I honestly am a bit warm in these, but appreciate it.
Okay, I could make you some little breeches or something if you want. Let me know.
I'll always take a pair of breeches.
Okay, here we go.
As you all continue to walk to the inner tier, you pass through a wall that is equal in size to the outside wall, but much more well maintained. It's a very light colored, almost white stone that wraps its way about 50 feet high all the way around the inner tier, with a large gate kind of in an archway about 20 feet up that is completely open, and people are making their way to and fro. You enter in, you actually had to, if you're looking at the Roll20, you basically made your way to which is the Barrington prison, and made your way along that road and entered the inner tier through that gate. And then immediately, with the directions from Gilmarie, took a right into those rows of houses that you see there, and eventually come across Billwright Manor, which is Roderick's home. You see that it is a large 3-story home that is probably I mean, it looks like a little mini castle. It's very large, probably like I would say 200 feet like in length and about 3 stories. Completely covered by an iron picket gate that's 10 feet tall, except off to the right there's like a large warehouse / stable that has 2 wooden doors that are kind of open right now, that any of you would know if you've ever seen a place like this is like clearly where like not only the horses or the manor are kept, but also like any shipments and stuff are probably go through this warehouse entrance of the manor. And there's also a main gate to the side of the house that goes like straight to the main building of the house, but that is currently closed, with 2 guards standing out in front of it, not wearing Lucian gear, just dressed in like normal brown armor, with a tinge of like red in the color. Most likely just private security for Roderick Billwright.
You're muted.
You muted, Evan.
Evan.
The rich live at large, don't they?
Yeah, this is real nice.
Are we breaking in, Cuinn?
Oh my god. Oh.
I mean, there's no like lights, so it's daytime. I mean, we gotta stake it out, see if he's home. I don't know. He's probably gone. I would imagine somebody important like him.
I mean,
Also, well, on the other hand, somebody important like him has people to do everything for him.
It's true.
well, we can always check.
Really?
I mean, how do we check?
What?
Just like ask if we want to see him?
I
Is
mean,
that a thing people do?
I put up my hood. I go to the guards. I see if he's home.
Sure.
All right. I put up my hood and transform into a like a wood elf.
Okay.
A looking person, and I walk up, and get up to are the guards at the main door?
Yeah. Well,
Can we hide?
there's guards at the main gate. I mean, there's people going to and fro. They probably won't
Stand
notice.
far back, yeah, blend
Yeah, just like
okay.
There's 2 guards at the main gate. There's no guards that you can see at the double doors to the warehouse.
I just go, excuse me, is Roderick, I'm sorry, the last name, and I turn my hand, because I put writing on my hand.
Uh-huh.
What's his last name?
Billwright.
Is Roderick Millwright in?
They both kind of look at each other and then look at you. Mr. Billwright is not at home right now.
Oh. Well, fuck! And then I turn around and walk away.
They just kind of look at you confused.
I shuffle off back and go, back to where the
Yeah.
is a little bit of a way around.
Yeah, easily enough. You're used to this. You make your way through the crowd, kind of lose their sight, pull the hood down, become yourself again, make your way back to the group.
So he's not home. I did not. I mean, there was no reason to lie to me. I didn't appear threatening or anything, but I don't think he's there.
Did you appear important? They could just be lying to you. We could.
I put my hood back
All
on.
right.
And,
See you later.
A different kind of elf.
We don't need to talk about plans.
Okay.
I just immediately
He just does it.
You're gone.
Yeah.
I immediately do it.
Right.
And I put on. I look a little bit more important. And I walk past, and I look like the other elf, but like younger and a little bit more like poised.
Uh-huh.
I'm so sorry. Did you see my? No, that's not the voice. Excuse me. Did you see my? There was an elderly elf that just walked by here. He was looking for Roderick. I'm sorry. I run my family's business. He still thinks he does. Is Roderick home? We're trying to get business coordinations going.
They kind of look at each other and then look back at you. Mr. Billwright is unavailable.
Right. And can I insight that on my own to see if that?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll insight.
Just not fucking there.
Yeah.
Well, it bounced out, but that was pretty good. A 16.
16. With the 16, you get from their impression in the way, like, as the other one turns to talk to you, the other one kind of, like, looks back towards the house, he's there. There's like a no interruptions kind of a thing going on from Roderick.
I appreciate it. If you see my father around, and I give like a gold to the main guard, I'm like, if you see him around, just...
He shuffled off that way.
Oh, fuck. And then I turn around and walk away.
Well, that's a son, all right. Yeah, but...
They're related.
I go back to the group and I go, okay, so totally good call. He's definitely there, but he's just unavailable to the plebes, as it were. So he is home and present. So there could be a meeting. He could be doing anything at this point, but he is home.
What if we just take a peek at the warehouse?
Maybe he's taking a shit.
Could be taking a shit.
I mean, I call those business meetings.
Ow! Oh! Ow! 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 You hear this? You hear exactly what I just did coming from the warehouse.
I was like, Zach.
Someone's stepping on
Oh,
lines.
from the warehouse?
From the warehouse, yeah.
I hear pain and I immediately just start. The
double doors are open, so you just make your way to the front of the warehouse. There is a person that is currently working on what seems to be a covered carriage of some sort, very nice, ornate. It seems to be that they were attempting to fix one of the wooden wheels on this cart, and the jack that had the cart up fell, and the cart's wheel is now on their foot. As you see this human man with short black hair, he has his sleeves rolled up, his shirt undone, and he is. He's got to be in his 60s, but he looks very fit, and he's kind of moaning. Oh, ow! Oh, ow, 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 ow.
Oh, here I come. You get your strong arms.
If you need someone strong, let me.
Come on,
you
Chad.
does immediately run up and start trying to help lift.
Yeah, I'll say with Chad and you kind of you just stands underneath the cart and just what's that, military presses, and easily enough you're able to get the carriage and lift it up, and he pulls his foot out. Oh, thanks. Thank you, I appreciate it. Oh my god.
I'll cure wounds on him.
Kind of looks at you.
Stabilize.
And
oh my gosh,
moves his foot back and forth. Well, damn. Nicely done.
Yeah, Dune wishes you well.
Well, I appreciate it. Really appreciate the help. Must have heard me screaming like a little kid.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's quite a few of you. Hi.
Who are you? Are you what? Do you work here?
Nice to meet you. My name's Roderick Billwright.
My name is hi. This is my hi.
I'm Chad, and I just walk up and just
Oh, nice to meet you, Chad.
give a little glance to his chest and with steadiness. I'm like, I'm Chad.
He notices.
Oh my god, not now.
Nice to meet you all. I appreciate the help. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Just got a party to go to later tonight, so have to bust this old puppy out. Usually I am my own mode of transportation. I like long walks. I use them to think, but at parties you gotta make. Never been a big fan of the beach. I don't like sand.
Okay.
It's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere.
God damn it!
He says, but at parties you gotta make an appearance. So
Sure, yeah.
I gotta show up in the big extravaganza.
Well, this
Hey,
is
as a thank you for helping me out. You want to go to a party?
Yeah.
You can get all of us
Big
in.
party.
I come into I didn't go in the initial, but I heard party and then I come in.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I can offer you all. You can. All you gotta really do is mention my name, and they'll let you in. I can put you on the list.
What's the party for?
You see, I'm a little connected, and.
Well, we know who you are.
Oh, you do?
Where?
I mean, just by name, but.
Oh well, gosh, stop it! You're making me blush. And he like pulls up his sleeves again, and as he does, you see on the forearm, kind of like right below the elbow, right here, or above the elbow, however you would do that, is just a tattoo of a ram horn.
Son of a bitch!
I instinctively bite my lip. Look at him and I just go, I very much enjoy your ink. Where did you get that done?
Yeah, this. Thank you. My sister did it.
You have a sister? We had no idea.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, it's just, anyway, I have some connections, as you apparently now know, and there's just a party with some well-to-dos. There's going to be a lot of music, a lot of food, some entertainment, so, if you're interested, it's just a thank you for helping me out and being some nice folks.
Yeah.
You've got the entertainment right here, clearly. You are certainly...
All right, well, that's very flattering. Here, do any of you have a piece of paper or something that I can write on?
I have a piece of paper.
Oh.
I pull one out and like...
Maewyn has a piece of paper.
Like 5 pieces of paper are offered to this man.
Whoa, choose. Who do you choose?
He takes it from Morton, and then looks at Morton and just goes... You turn... He's asking you to turn around, yeah.
I definitely unconsciously again go.
He uses your back to as like a table and writes on the piece of parchment, and then he hands it to you. You immediately recognize what is on this piece of parchment as the very same address that Chad is going to be attending at sundown.
I play my cool and just go.
So anyway, if you just go there, mention my name, then you'll be let right in.
Excellent.
What kind of party is? Do we need to bring a gift?
No. It's truly it's just you see when you're around nobles and everybody likes to talk all day. It's just they have these networking parties where everyone just kind of gets to know one another and hey, what's your business? How can I help you? I'll scratch my back, you scratch yours. It's just kind of So, but honestly, the reason why I always go because I don't really often go to every event I'm invited to, but they have just the coolest shows at this place. It's really great.
Oh, nice.
What kind of shows?
Is Alexander Nightshade gonna be there?
Maybe I don't know, but
never heard.
they have no. They have like gladiatorial fights at this place. It's awesome. It's really cool to see.
Like lethal ones, or are they like the show ones?
Yeah, they're for sure.
Insight.
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
I definitely know with a 6.
He's a little bit hard to read. You're not quite sure what he meant by that.
What time is this? Is this like a?
Oh, it's just kind of like
cookout or
like just once night approaches and then it goes on for quite a while. Sun up to sundown, I suppose you could say, or the other way, sundown to sun up.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
If one were to arrive 15 minutes early, would that be an acceptable thing, or should we arrive right on time?
That's very cute of you. I'm sure you can arrive 15 minutes early. It might be a little lonely, but yeah.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. And I look at Chad like.
I'm sorry.
Their dress code.
Yeah, I was gonna mention you might want to make yourself just somewhat presentable. Not that you don't all look great, but I'm going to be wearing not this. So just the best that you got. No pressure. No pressure.
Hey, I just got here. What's going on?
Hiya, Roderick Billwright.
Oh, hey, I'm Flint. Nice. Oh, whoa, Roderick.
Yeah.
I look at everyone like.
Yeah, I was just inviting your friends here to a party tonight.
Oh, okay. Can I come?
Yeah, of course. More the merrier.
Sweet, thanks.
Are any of you fighters?
I dabble.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Oh, hey, I feel you there.
I do both.
Oh, all right.
I am. Yeah.
Well, you might be able to partake in that as well if that interests you. I don't know.
Yes,
There's a cash prize at the end, so.
Even better. Yeah.
I'm not a fighter. I'm a miner.
Oh, if you're a minor, I mean, it's definitely an adults-only party.
That's funny.
No, I know you're old. I can tell you're old.
I gotta be big old.
Yeah. Is there someone that I should check in with if I'm interested in fighting in the it seems like a tournament kind of deal?
Yeah. There's gonna be a man there, named Victor. He's a half-orc fella. He'll be the one who knows what to look for.
Cool. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, I'll definitely talk to Victor.
Yeah.
Victor, a good guy, is prone to violence.
That's a strange question. No, Victor's he's a nice guy. He's a good one. You can meet my sister. She's gonna be there as well.
Oh, you have a sister. Who is this?
Yeah, she's the one who did my tattoo.
No, I'm sorry. I got a bit frustrated.
Yeah, her name's. I'm surprised you don't know her if you know my name. Her name's Frida. Frida Billwright. She'll be there. Yeah, she has a little gecko right there.
Oh, that's cute.
And do you have a brother at all?
Why
Yeah.
are you asking weird questions?
I do have a brother.
Okay.
Let's go to get ready for this party.
Is your brother coming to the party?
I highly doubt it.
Kind of the black sheep of the family.
Friends. I guess they're not friends. Do you need our names for the list or what?
Yeah, if I can do you all individually, or if there's a name that you all go by, I can. If there's a family name, I don't know if you're all.
I'm not related to them. I'm a Braxton Wildthorn. Nice to meet you.
Oh, well, wonderful. Yeah, I already said my name. I was gonna say it again.
I mean, if it's just easier to just do your name, you said we can just give your name.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want you to have to write down all our names and then.
Yeah, I don't want to.
We can.
Yeah,
Great,
you can just say you're there.
We know you.
Yeah, and I'll make sure that they. Here, actually, as a matter of fact, use that piece of paper I gave you. They know my handwriting.
I take it out. I go. Yeah. Would you can sign it if you need to, but they know your handwriting. Are you that important that they just know your handwriting?
Yeah.
Well, I am at a loss for words with that.
That's a first.
Rosie, is your hand up?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
Can I? Who did he give the paper to?
Yeah. Morton.
I want to snatch it, but not conspicuously.
I mean, could she take it from you, Morton?
No.
Okay.
It has handwriting. I put it in the inside.
Okay. Can't grab it.
All right. That's fine.
All right. Well, we'll let you get to it. It looks like you've got.
See you tonight.
Yeah, I hope I do.
Thank you for the invitation. You're a very handsome man, and definitely we'll be looking forward to seeing you. Okay, goodbye.
I appreciate it. Thank you. As he kind of
Come on, you.
as he kind of turns away, you see that there's a leather-bound book sticking out of his back pocket.
I turn and leave.
Okay.
Yep.
No one took the bait. Okay, so you leave Roderick's house. Where do you go?
Go to
Well, dang.
cool off. My God.
Yeah.
How much more time do we have?
I mean, you have a couple, 2 or 3 hours.
Roderick
Yeah.
seemed like a good dude. I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't make him the hog or anything, but first impressions,
Yeah, the worst people usually put up the best front.
I mean, that's pretty incriminating, I will say, but like maybe just like frames.
Maybe we go back. I can go back as somebody who I can go back as that elf. I heard him onto the side looking for my father, whatever the fuck, and see if I can get him in a more business talky tone.
And then we sneak in and look into the warehouse.
Go to the party.
Yeah, you can do that at the party.
I mean, I need him to see both people, so I'm not some random face. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't.
Why don't you just be you?
What, now? No. He would probably think I'm a loser.
I just straight up gave him my name. Was that a mistake?
Yes,
absolutely.
Probably. But that's
you gotta
cool.
stop giving people a real name, man. We're committing all these crimes. You gotta stop.
And
he
Victor
did bring
will
up a
definitely
very interesting question, though.
You should not go to this party. Actually, Flint. Now that I think about it, you should probably stick it out.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, it's okay.
Or if you could, maybe we can make it look. I can make it look like somebody else.
I don't mean to impose myself here, Rosie, but do you maybe perhaps somewhere in the Pantale home have some finer choice of clothing? So maybe we can get ready there.
Oh yes, my son. Sorry, let me find his name. I have so many of them, and I'm old. Oh my God, where is it? Here it is. Found it.
Don't love all your children equally.
I do. So my son Darius might have some clothes that he left when he moved out.
Wonderful.
And Bertrand might have left some too, so we could go back to the house, and I have some clothes that I could put on.
I have some nice clothes.
Yeah. So we could, you could share, definitely.
Let's go play dress up.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely have something for you, Maewyn. Gilmarie has this lovely green dress.
And I guess at the party is when we can talk to Frida then.
Yeah. Kind of everybody seems
might
to
as
be
well.
at the party.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah,
we can talk to Frida then.
Right.
Stop shop this party.
So, you guys start making your way out of the inner tier back to the Pantale home. You travel for about an hour, and you have left the inner tier, which is...
Can I make little perception checks to see if, like, anybody of note would be following us after interacting with Rob?
Sure, make a perception check.
18.
18. You don't notice anybody following you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Can I stop at a shop real quick? We don't have to role play it. I just want to.
Sure, yeah.
Quickly.
What do you want to buy?
Like 2 training, like daggers or short swords, like dull.
Yeah, I mean,
just for training purposes.
For 2 gold, you can get those.
Cool.
Is there like I would like to quickly also buy something from Barrington, like some sort of like keepsake or like memorabilia, or like go to a gift shop or something and buy something that has Barrington insignia on it.
Yeah, you. I mean, you especially at the gate to the inner tier, you can definitely find like some stall for tourists that sells like little things, and the symbol for Barrington being the pickaxe and the regular axe, kind of like crossing over each other, the 4 of them, and you find just like what they would be selling is like either like cloaks or like a nice handkerchief that has the symbol, stuff like that. Maybe like a mug with it etched in or something like that.
All right, yeah, I'll buy a mug with
okay.
etched in it.
Wonderful. You make your way back to the Pantale home, and as you approach,
it's on fire.
No, don't even.
Oh,
front,
no, the music.
the
I was
front door is open.
Oh shit!
God.
Immediately, I'm.
Yeah, you run.
You run in
with Rosie.
I run behind.
I need both Rosie and you to make dexterity saving throws for me.
Oh God! I shouldn't have left. We shouldn't have done this.
Why did we?
Because you said it would be okay. was gonna be okay. 19.
You're okay.
19.
Is the thing for magic or?
It is not.
Dexterity saving throw is a 17.
17. So you both run in and immediately almost slip and fall and start to like slide as you walk in. And you look down to see the puddle of deep crimson red.
I swear to God.
That is on the floor.
No.
Not the shade.
About 3 feet away, you see the shade. Throat slit, blood pouring all over the ground. His own dagger with the Palladium Panopticon stuck in his chest.
Oh, shit.
And then in the kitchen, on the floor, you see, leaning up against a cabinet, Brewster, on the ground with his back to one of the doors. One eye just completely destroyed from probably someone trying to gouge it. His mouth covered in blood, but it is not his blood. His tusks have a bit of flesh hanging off them. He's completely cut up all over his chest, and blood is seeping through his shirt and his apron. And in his lap, you see another figure of Gilmarie lying in his arms as he holds her. Gilmarie, her throat is incredibly bruised, and her neck seems like twisted. And as soon as you kind of like walk in, you hear a like slight inhale and a cough from Gilmarie's body as she is not dead.
I immediately run to Gilmarie and Brewster.
You run over to Gilmarie. Her eyes are open, but she doesn't seem to focus on you. She seems to be on death's door. I mean, mechanically, she's maybe at 2 failed death saving throws.
I cast Spare the Dying on her.
You do so.
Yeah,
and
would cure wounds.
You cure wounds. She kind of like begins to cough as you see like the bruising in her throat begin to lighten up slightly. And she kind of like looks. Where are they?
Who?
Twins.
You go find the twins. You go find the twins. And can I cast Spare the Dying on Brewster as well, or is he?
You reach out to cast the spell, and there's nothing for it to latch onto.
No.
Morton.
I would have seen this scene and immediately investigated to see if I could find tracks or way of like, since there's a lot of blood, I assume someone stepped in it.
Roll investigation.
Yeah, because I want to track the direction that they were headed. 17.
With a 17, even though you weren't there, you've seen the aftermath of a prestidigitation spell before. This scene was, I mean, the way these bodies are and the way some of the blood is laying is like, you know that there should be more, and that someone cast prestidigitation on this area, and that the blood that has spilled since then, like you see that Yu's and Rosie's like skid marks in this in the blood is like that's the first like prints in this blood. Also with a 17. Wait, hold on. There was something that I was gonna say. Crap. I don't know what I was gonna say with the 17.
Was there anything outside of the house? I mean, if it's cleaned up in the house, is it also cleaned up?
Oh yes, I remember what I was gonna say. With a 17, you notice a torn bit of cloth at the front door. That's like just in one of the hinges. It seems to be like a dark green cloak fabric. And you also know that like the only thing left behind from whoever did this is whatever remains of them on Brewster's teeth.
I take that and the cloth and head in the direction out the door that like I go for the immediate, like, where I would go if I were running away from something.
I mean, you see the cloth at the doorway is like the last bit of thing that you see. So, and then it's just like it's a T intersection. So there's no signs that you can see of which direction that they went. As you run upstairs to the twins' room, you see their room is completely disheveled, thrown to the side, everything. You see Oren lying on the ground. Their cloak, dark blue, covered in blood. You don't see Warren. You do see their cloak. You see it torn. You know Warren's cloak to be a dark green. Make an investigation check.
Yes.
I would have also followed, so I'm letting him like look, but I'm like up there too.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a 17.
17. It was hard to notice at first because the wooden floor is old, and this house has been here for a while. But what first looked like random markings at the doorway of the twins' room and occasionally on the stairs, you see scratch marks from small fingernails made as if someone was being dragged away and was trying to stop it.
Can I try and follow that?
It goes, the markings that you can find head to the front door and are not seen again. And you try to cast Cure Wounds or try to do whatever you can for Oren, and it does not take.
I go back to Rosie and see that Brewster is also deceased.
At this point, sorry, go ahead.
Sure, yeah. Warren's gone. It looks like they took Warren.
Gilmary's crying, sobbing. Brewster's head is in her hands. At first, she was just trying to get him to wake up, seemingly kind of shell-shocked by the situation. And then she looks over at Rosie. And she starts crying even more. And she says, they knew it was me. They knew it was me. And she just kind of keeps saying that over and over again.
And I'll like hold her, and I'll look to the rest of the group, and I'll say, I don't know if it's safe here for us anymore. I think we need to, I don't know. We can't stay here anymore.
I reach out a hand and I just kind of put a hand around the shoulder and go, come on. And then I start to lead her like out of the house if she'll allow me.
Well, yeah, I'll take Gilmarie with me too.
Yeah, she's kind of incoherent, and she just kind of follows where you lead her.
I look back and just kind of like give a nod and to kind of indicate like I'll be outside with her and doing whatever needs to happen to keep everybody that was involved outside of the house until we decided to do it.
I'll go upstairs again and grab Oren and just bring him down and set him by Brewster.
He's kind of wrapped up in his cloak for modesty.
Mm-hmm.
Gilmarie, while she's outside with you, Rosie, she says, They must have followed us. They must have seen that I was involved. And then they found out where we live. I did this to us, Rosie. I killed our kids. She just starts crying.
I look at her and I see her crying. And I just say, yeah, you did. And I turn my back to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk a little ways down.
I sit with Gilmarie for a while.
Yeah.
She didn't mean it.
She's right, though. She's right.
Oh, right.
I just wanted... I didn't know that this would happen.
I
didn't know this would happen.
Who attacks? What did they look like?
They were free miners.
What were they wearing? What did they, can you give us any description so if we see them, we can point them out to the proper authorities? And I shoot you a look for a second, making it clear to you who the proper authorities are.
Yeah. I don't know, it all happened so fast. A woman, a dwarf. She was there. She seemed to be the leader. I got knocked out pretty quick. She just stood over me, choking me. Couldn't breathe, and I passed out. I don't remember the rest. I saw maybe 2, 3, but there had to have been more. I don't know. She was knocking on the door, and I went. And I answered it, and she just grabbed me immediately. Brewster tried to stop her, and someone stopped him. I don't know who.
Was she the one who got hit by Brewster? Seemed to have put up quite the fight.
I don't know. I didn't see anything.
It's all right. I have a flask on me. I just kind of unhook it and I give it to you. And I go, she she needs it. I know you all are not great with drinking. She needs it.
Thank you. I take it. I think we just need some space, but thank you.
And I go and walk back it. I like kind of start to go to Rosie, and I see Rosie's like on her own, and I go back inside.
What are we gonna do with them? Edmund kind of like gestures to Oren and Brewster.
Quinn's upstairs, like cleaning Warren's room.
Okay.
The scene up there.
Yeah.
Probably be up there. I'm kind of shook. I'd probably be with Gwen.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I think we leave them and we just don't come back. I mean, I guess we can clean the room, but we leave and we leave everything here. Or else do they know who we are? We don't need them showing up at perhaps the party tonight, showing up anywhere else. We don't need them to know that we came back and investigated.
I mean, clearly if it was the free miners, then they knew where their leader went last night and knew who's called for it.
I mean, of course they did. We set off the signal that she sets up every time they want to meet.
And then we left them alone. We killed the leader of a gang and led him right to her.
Does anybody know of a second command that would immediately take his spot? That is a dwarven woman, is who Gilmarie said. It was a dwarven.
I feel like they all have to burn. I don't feel like I don't feel like we just gotta single out one of them.
No, we don't. I'm just saying, who do we know of who that person would have been who would have filled that vacuum after the leader had died? Because someone had to have given the order.
None of us are from here.
Yeah.
None of us are involved in gangs. I mean, clearly someone took over. It could have been her.
Question. Could I possibly, based on my limited roguing, have any knowledge of the underground, like, anything here?
I mean, maybe as to like how it works or like how it would work. Like you can speculate better than the rest could speculate. But I mean, this is literally a gang that only exists within the southeast district of Barrington. So like, they're not even citywide. So like, it's a bit too small for you to have known from another kingdom away.
Gotcha. I can guess, but I'm guessing someone had to have given the order, and I'm guessing that she showed up. Yeah, she was very clear it was a dwarven woman who did it, and if we've seen anyone who was behind during meetings, if there was anybody who was outgoing, that's the person we're looking.
I mean, we've never seen we've never seen any other members of the Free Miners than the ones we saw at the tavern, and I mean, that could have been anybody.
What's the best?
Guess we can keep an eye out at the party tonight, but are we going to a party?
We have to. We can't. We can't.
Our best lead
up and run.
We could alert the authorities and maybe have them like stake out the house. Maybe they don't have to go anywhere, but we can.
What exactly are we going to tell them?
I mean, isn't Gilmarie like a prominent member of society? She was attacked in broad daylight.
Children.
But isn't this whole I mean, I'm new here, but isn't the whole thing that the system itself is corrupt? I mean, if you go to the authorities and if you tell them, I mean, then they'll know that she's still alive, maybe. Right now, they think that she's dead.
Some mercenaries or something.
True.
What if we put Gilmarie into hiding?
We need to find a place to stay.
That's true. If we let people believe that she's dead, maybe.
That's a good idea.
I mean, they tried to kill her, so it could be. I don't think they would let her live purposefully. So
that might be the safest.
Well, clearly they're not done with the Pentwee family. That's why they took Warren. They know that others exist. They know about Rosie. They know about you. They must.
They probably want us to come after
We have to hide Rosie and Gilmarie together if she'd be up with it. But I don't want to leave them alone anymore since we left him with the fucking shade.
We did leave him out on the street right now. Maybe we should get him in here.
I'll get Rosie.
You would go over to the shade and like kind of just like while apologizing, like try and clean him up and like go through his stuff, trying to find if there's any other details that he knew.
Yeah. Make an investigation check.
I do grab Rosie, or I grab Gilmarie from outside and just kind of usher her, not into, but like near.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
Nat 20!
That's it.
With a nat 20,
My baby.
you find a journal that the Shade kept on him that is obviously written in some code that he came up with himself. There is like somewhat of a key, but it would take you some time to decode what is in this journal. You would have to spend some time with it. You find, well, the dagger in his chest. There's another one at his side, also with the Palladium Planopticon symbol. You find 3 throwing stars, which basically count as like throwing darts mechanically.
Yep.
And with a nat 20, you notice something in the pattern of the Shade's blood. There are holes and dashes in the blood next to his fingertips that in the code of the Palladium Planopticon spell out something. You take the time and you look, and in a series of like broken words, like not even really finishing some of the words, it says, sorry, sacrifice, party.
Gotta sacrifice the whole party then.
I think they're gonna sacrifice Warren at the party tonight. I think that's the only thing that this could mean.
Maybe he's a gift to make sure the truce stays. I mean, there's no way he's actually gonna be he doesn't mean an actual sacrifice, right?
I don't know, but
I'm gonna look at the other dead bodies in the room and she's like, he might.
I walk outside and do a quick perception check to see if anybody's watching the house.
Do a roll perception.
At 1.
Yes. Someone across the street is like
Goddamn.
leaning against the wall and like eyeing the house.
I walk over to them with purpose.
They, as soon as they see you, they kind of like go wide-eyed and start like walking the opposite direction.
I keep walking after them.
I mean, yeah, you can catch up to them.
Yeah, I catch up. Excuse me.
Hi. Sorry.
No bother. Just wondering, what's your business?
Not. What do you mean? I'm walking down the street.
It's all right. And I like close distance as I do that. It's all right. I put my hand on their chest and like do one of these and go, it's all right. You're fine. What are you worried about?
Okay, listen, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean anything by it, okay? I just like to look at him sometimes.
Look at what?
Well, that's the house where the really handsome half-orc lives, right?
Yes. Yeah, no, I know. What's his name?
I don't know.
Oh, God. Well, no,
I just, sometimes I've seen him, and sometimes I just stop and I look at him.
Yeah. No, I get it. You know, that's really, really unfortunate because, well, he's just been brutally murdered.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not. Do you know anything about that?
No.
Are you sure?
He starts to back away.
I grip slightly tighter on his shoulder and I go,
hey, sir, please just let me go, okay? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not really a fan of pranks. If you could just let me go, that would be great.
Can I see this? the front of the house where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean you're outside. Yeah.
I would like to think I hear like the kerfluff of like whatever, and I'll make my way over to wherever they are.
I cast Charm Person on this person.
Drink.
Drink. Okay, what's the saving throw on that?
12. Wisdom saving throw.
He rolled a natural 20. So I mean I can take a screen.
No, I'm sure he did.
I can take a screenshot of it right now.
I'm sure he did.
So he looks at you and he's just kind of like staring at you like listen, man, and then Rosie approaches.
Morton, what are you doing?
Oh, this gentleman was just looking into the house, and I was curious.
I'm sorry. There's a half-orc man that lives there. He's cute. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Late to be trimming the verge.
He starts to pull away from your arm.
Let him go, Morton.
I let him go.
He sprints.
And I look at Morton. And I say, don't make this worse than it needs to be.
I'm not. I was just concerned that we've got lots of eyes everywhere.
Put your eyes on our group.
My eyes are on my group.
You just got back. Put your eyes on our group. Protect our group. Don't be wondering what's going on out there. Worry about what's going on here.
As you say that, you look back and you. Oh wait, no. Hold on. Did someone come get Gilmarie?
I ushered her
was
back
sitting
into
with
the house
Gilmarie.
before I saw that.
You ushered her back into the house?
Like right outside the door, so she didn't have to see it, and then I saw.
Yeah, you don't see Gilmarie anymore. But you do see, in classic you style, almost as if this is where they got it from, you see a piece of paper stuck to the door frame. In you would see it. Because you did go inside to talk to everybody. At least you were responding like that.
I'll walk up and I'll see the door. I'll see the message.
It just says, Rosie was right. This is my fault. I'm gonna fix it.
I just stare at Rosie and make sure Rosie sees my look before I just go, yeah, I'm watching my own. And I walk inside.
All right. Okay. Noted.
And on that note, that is where we will end tonight's session.
I'm sorry if I peeked, but
as the aftermath of the decisions made has now come clear, and the party will need to discuss what to do with next steps and how to save whatever face they still can and save whoever they still can. So tune in the next time. I think it's next week. We have an episode next week without Eric, unfortunately. But we will discuss with Eric, and he'll be there in spirit for sure.
Let's be playing the saxophone at the party.
yeah.
Alexander Nightshade.
But stay tuned to @TrumpPersons on all socials, where we will be talking. I know it feels so weird to just go right into like, okay, well, we'll see you next time. This is a fun game. I promised them no children deaths in the first 3 sessions. This is session 4.
Yep.
I'm just kidding. Oren's not a kid. He's not a kid. Anyway.
He's a teenager.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please tune into next episode because it's going to be a doozy. And as always, everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.